How's it going, guys? Sorry, I just missed someone said yay. SnowRunner, how's it going, dude? Rebel by choice, morning. How's it going, man? Get a goddamn horse ready, of course. Victor, hello there. How's it going, dude? You alright? Good to have you joining us. Yeah, I'm back on this lake Coap or whatever it is. I'm just going to go for a little drive around. We'll see what happens. I think I'm going to try and leave this way though, because when I went that way I ended up kind of off-roading over mountains and all sorts. It didn't really get me very far. Oh, I didn't ever go that way. It looks like some kind of gateway. Kenneth Ross, Hope all as well. I'm not too bad, cheers dude. Feel a bit tired today, but other than that, doing pretty good, thanks man. Hope you are as well. Larry Clegg's president, how's it going, dude? I'm a president, of course. Yeah, well, may as well get the old loaf loaded up and go for a little drive. So it looks like a pretty cool map. I've heard good things about it, so thought I may as well go and check it out, because I've not really got a lot else left to do as far as phase 5 goes anyway. I tried looking through the mods quickly as well. Is it you, Rebel by choice, said something about the Western Off-Road Star or something? Unless I've already got it on, I couldn't find anything that was new in my mods anyway that was bearing that name. Rebel by choice found the new crane. Is that what that's on? The Western Off-Road Star. So new cranes would be pretty nice. Again though, this one still works fine, to be honest, the KRS Bandit. I wish they'd like it'd be a start if they just made every crane work as well as this one does. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. It gets the job done. Oh yeah, I did kind of want one sec. A bit of a sneaky backup radar trailer if I can. Will it let me equip it? Yeah, of course it will. It's goddamn professional. Get a roll cage on because I don't kill it, let me pack it. That's what she said. Dab Will, hello, haven't played in a while, just bought Year 2 Pass. I need to get back into this game. Yeah, it's definitely plenty to be done on it. The Season 2 Pass though, I like it, the Phase 5, it's just, there's not a whole lot of content, not as much as we were getting per phase in like the Season 1, but I'm also hoping with the next Phase 6 coming up that they're actually going to release like a decent amount of stuff since it's before Christmas and all sorts. I'm kind of hoping that's what'll happen. Sorry, I've seen someone say hi there. How's it going, dude? Road by choice. Fox's mod, yeah, it's called Western Star Crane, not the normal. I had a look at my. I might already have the Western Star, like Fox's version of it. I can't actually remember. Because I was loading this Lake Coap map, I didn't have to turn every mod on, but I think I might have turned that on. I'll have to have a look. We'll go for a little drive. Yeah, this map definitely looks pretty cool. I think I went, yeah, that way last time, but I quickly just started rallying kind of off down that hillside, which was good. Not sure if it was particularly advisable though. Fun thing of the week, got to have a Thanksgiving outside near water feeding alligators, some turkey. One of the perks of living in Florida. That's pretty cool, man. Definitely, I was watching a video the other day of some alligator that bit some woman on the hand at work there. Pretty violent little beasts. But yeah, thankfully we don't have them just walking around over here. Get them at zoos, that's about it. Justin Lynch, hello Wolf, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us. Nick K, hi, how's it going, man? Again, good to have you joining us for the old, yeah, Lake Coap. Again, I've never, well, other than like a month ago when I attempted this map and quickly abandoned it and went back to the normal maps. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. Never seen it on a video or anything like that. Rebel by choice, powerful, swings fast. I'll check it out. If I remember when I go back to the garage, I'll go through my mods, like what do you call it, like the truck store, and see what it's saying. Is it one of Fox's old mods, like the? Because I'm sure he has done a. Yeah, I'm thinking of the White Western Star. I'm sure he did a version of that. What's going on down here then? This is where, to be honest, well, we'll see how well it happens. We'll drive a bit further in. Yeah, that's what I said. We'll go to that fuel station. May as well try and get to like there, and then I'll do the radar trailer, and we'll see how much it actually uncovers. I've not used the old radar trailer for a bit. I kind of force myself to do it the proper way when I'm doing the exploration videos. I didn't even see that. It shows how much attention I pay. Brilinnia, found the titanium on Xbox this week. Was okay until I tried it. Oh, sorry, it jumped a bit there. I assume tried it and it kicked. Oh, its tyres in a tantrum. I've still not seen that, you know. I'll be honest, tonight I didn't remember to look for the titanium, but I was reading through all the kind of like the first, I don't know, it's got to be a good 20-25 pages of the mods, and the word never jumped out to me or anything, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I wouldn't mind finding it just to be able to acknowledge its existence and like make a video on it or something. I did remember as well to get that collab. I've not tried it, but I've seen it as highly rated enough, and I was able to fit it in with all these mods and all the rest of it. So I'll get that soon as well. By the way, that's a scout type trailer or mod or vanilla thing. Sorry, is that a scout? Do you mean the radar trailer? It's a scout trailer for the loaf. It's just because he's goddamn professional. He knows how to bring it with him, keep him wedged into the sideboard. So yeah, I just kind of get the best of both worlds. It'd be nice if they did a truck version of the radar trailer. It'd probably make things a little bit. Well, I don't know. Again, who cares? Like, yeah, we're not forced to. But again, get yourself a loaf. Goddamn professional. He finds a way. Loaf finds a way. Jeff Goldblum said it himself. So it must be a pretty big map then, because on certain maps the loaf radar would do like a massive looking circle. So yeah, it's definitely it's got some size to it. Don't even need to say it. So that bridge is out. We can go this way though. Does that just end there? I might be able to cross here. If anything's going to do it, it's going to be the A's of Iceberg, but I can't see anywhere else, so I'm definitely not getting over there. I can't be bothered driving all the way around. There's no way it's going to expect me, is it, to go all the way around that way? Well, if it is, we'll just have to ignore it. Or I could go on this road. I might have to check that out actually. Let's go for it, we'll wing it. Oh, is it? Oh, it'll be a God. I'd rather just go this way first and see if we can cut across the water. Hate driving along the railroads. Let's see what happens. Cool was playing on this map earlier. Again, I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I've been... Oh yeah, still in the goddamn horse. I've been meaning to get around to it. I just thought in the end, because I was originally going to try and get this map uncovered and everything, but I loaded it just before I kind of... That's why it's taken... Map takes a while to load, I'll say that. That's why I was like a few minutes late starting the live stream, but I got the money mod, so... What button is it? Yeah, I quickly put 10 million quid basically on here, so at least now I don't have the hassle of not being able to buy any of the vehicles. And between a lot of the mods, I think Fox's mods and Bartelby's, you can like buy everything at level 1, so you don't have to wait to level up the map. That's what I thought I might have to do. But yeah, thankfully I've kind of found a way around that. The water don't look too bad, should be able to skip through there. Oh, helps if I actually look when I'm driving though. What could possibly go wrong? keep it pinned. Oh, that didn't go well. Some pretty fat chunky rocks on the ground, I'll give it that. Just a Lynch, a few RNG trucks was built in radar. Yeah, true. There was a, what is it as well? Is it like that APC Rhino thing or something? I think that had radar built in, or you could get it in the like the add-on things, which was pretty cool. I quite like that. Yeah, Rhino thing they made. I've not really had much of an excuse to drive it. I think I drove it in that when I did that canyon map a while back, one of the mod maps. Right, well, that was pretty simple, so we've got to get it. Oh god. So this is where I could just deploy the loaf though and send him up there, but might have to take the iceberg just out of principle. Could we drive straight up there? That's the question. Oh, not looking likely. Can I even get around this way, or have I got to go back down and under the bridge? It's looking like I'm going to have to. See, if the cranes work properly, I'd lower the loaf down there. But I know what it'll do is when I go to winch it back up, it'll say there's not enough winch length. It doesn't look like there's a lot of room to get under there. Might have to go rallying. Let's go back the other way just quickly, have a quick look. But I know these things. I've heard that Phase 6 is very close to release. It'll probably be out next week, unless there's some sort of delay. Yeah, hopefully. Like, I'm still a little bit busy again next week, but overall, hopefully things are calming down a little bit. And yeah, the sooner we get it, the better, really. And again, I'm hoping, well, obviously one, I hope it's good. I think that's pretty safe to say anyway. Yeah, I hope there's like enough content that it's actually just gives you a little window where it feels like you're doing some stuff but there's still plenty left. Like I just got, yeah, very quickly was like, I'm definitely going to run out of stuff pretty soon. But again, overall, I was happy with Phase 5. I thought it was pretty cool. I still like the maps. I heard the 30th for the next phase. Bloody hell, yeah, that's not far away. It'll be interesting to see. I wonder, because they need to do that. What do you call it? Like get it approved for consoles. So I wonder if that's already factored in. If it is, that must mean they've already like submitted it for approval and all the rest of it. I could have just craned the loaf out, but I don't know. I get really stubborn and sentimental once I've got a loaf in there. I'm leaving him in there. December the night. Oh, sorry. Aha. Kieran Cousins, it comes in December the 9th, so yeah, to be honest, that'll probably work out pretty nicely for me as well, because that gives me like another week of just getting bits and bobs sorted as well. I've been trying to do a bit of physio on my knee as well, because that's been being a bit of a dick, but it's yeah, it's not been too keen on it. So what do we get from here? Which way? Oh yeah, so I'm having the map orientated like this, where is there a watchtower that close? Did I not get that watchtower? I'll have to look into that. We'll get another truck soon, and I might head up that way. Still, next one we want to get is there, so looks like this road would be a handy one. Saves doing all this wiggly road. So I kind of want to go to there. And then just freestyle. That's the plan. Yeah, either way, we'll figure it out. Definitely Phase 6 won't be here next week. PTS not finished and needs 2 weeks for console certification. Yeah, I must admit, that's what I thought. It's that certification thing that'll sort of give us a heads up a little bit. Well, then again, obviously, I don't know when they're submitting it. But yeah, either way, at least we're getting close anyway. It's definitely, I could see it being pretty much guaranteed before Christmas, because yeah, it'd just be a pretty bad business move not to. Right, so Leif he's gonna go for it. It's probably not the best idea. Not a bad Leif. I tried. It was close. That's one thing I have to say. I know it makes life easier, but just having autonomous winches on trucks is pretty nice. And this is exactly why. Again, if the cranes were better, I can send in the goddamn horse, but if we can just winch to a tree, then I'm not going to say no. So I think it was left I wanted to go. Again, back in the day it'd offer you every winch point on a vehicle, even if it was on the opposite side of the vehicle. I really wish they'd add that back. It would make life a lot more convenient. And then a winch point, oh, here it is. So, heard the Predator croaking, he's still here. Sorry, I just missed, is it Stephen Hobson? I think it might have been you in the message above as well. Sorry, I just missed that. Dominic Vega, I play on Xbox and left the mods on during gameplay after I was done. It made my Xbox green screen until a hard reset. Ever since I've always... Yeah, I kind of get a little bit wary with mods in general. That's why I want to kind of just rally across. Yeah, I get a little bit sketchy with mods. That's why as well when I have like a separate mod playthrough other than my real playthrough. I have heard of a few situations where people have like, whether it's specifically mods or not, it's basically messed up their like save file and they've had to just completely like abandon the whole save file and start the game again, but it doesn't sound very common. But yeah, I do get a little bit wary of them. Kieran Cousins, my worst fear in the game is log emissions when you tip over. Yeah, true, I know exactly what you mean, and again, it's, for me personally, I sort of, the log emissions themselves I really enjoy, but yeah, when you tip over, I know exactly what you mean, because you just know it's the crappy awkward crane that can barely, that's the biggest thing that annoys me with the logging cranes, is they can barely hang on to the log. Like the ones back in the day, that's why I like that Mustang pack like mod that's got the old school crane on, like the logging crane from MudRunner. I'd have that mod on all the time, except for the fact that it uses a lot of memory, so it kind of, you have to make room for it by getting rid of a lot of other mods. But other than that, it's the MudRunner logging crane you get alone is worth it, and the mod itself is nicely done as well, to be fair. So this is kind of how I wanted to play Lake Covd, and that was when they originally introduced like the crazy snow that just made you have to follow roads or nothing really. There should be a different log crane with phase 6 on the new vehicle. That's pretty cool, I hope so. I'd definitely be looking forward to that. Again, if they just copied the one from MudRunner, I'd be happy enough with that. Well, I'll get up onto this road, but I might use my radar trailer just because. What would Jesus do? What would Loaf do? They would probably use a radar trailer. I have to say, so far though, I do like the map. Doesn't feel like punishing, but it doesn't feel like it sort of serves you on a plate either, but yeah. It's also nice having a mod where you can just fling winches out. Let's get that on the go. Mark Ray, been playing with mods for over a year, no issues with game save. I've not had like the actual where people have lost the whole game save seems pretty rare, but I've had a few times where I've loaded after using mods, loaded like SnowRunner back up the next day or whatever, and it comes up with almost like the PlayStation 4 system error message comes up, and it says save file corrupted, have to restore from an earlier save or something. And it worried me the first time it happened, but it's happened to me 4 or 5 times now, and it restores. It's like my game loses, say, 5 hours worth of what I've been up to, is just the best way I could explain it. Like when I've been making review videos and that, even though I've done all the different maps that I've been on, it'll suddenly take me back to like Black River, which I know I wasn't on for like, you know, the 5 hours previous. But overall, I've not had anything, touch wood, that's been like too severe. It's just been able to let me kind of like restore the corrupt data. And then yeah, apart from like a few hours, I've not really lost too much. So I've definitely put that watchtower in a bit of a awkward spot. Is it worth? Probably not. I might just drive around the road anyway to see how it is and get to that point. So let's go this way. Just see how well I can even make it to that point, to be honest. Have you tried the GGMS truck pack? European trucks, and they have some cool add-ons that you can put on other base game trucks. The European pack, I'm not too sure. If it's pretty new, then probably not. Okay, the PC, sometimes the mods randomly uninstall, then I have to find them and reinstall. Kind of a pain, but I haven't had corrupt files though. I do get the odd mod as well that uninstalls that I have to go and re-find, which I think might be if the mod has updated the mod, or if they've updated another phase and it's then sort of creates like the need to do a little patch or something on the mod. I think that might be why. But yeah, the corrupt save file thing, I've had it a few times. I can't save the footage of it, because then when it brings like an actual PlayStation error thing up, it sort of pauses. Like I have to kind of just save the footage the way that the PlayStation lets me. And when it brings up like system error messages and stuff, it kind of interrupts that. And then when it blue screens me, it just, yeah, if I try and click to save footage, it just, the option isn't highlighted anymore once it's blue screened me. We need to have more free storage room to run more mods. Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. It'd be pretty nice if they did. I mean, even when I was loading this tonight, I clicked, I think it was Fox's Roadrunner, which again, I still want to get around and do a review of that, just for the hell of like messing around with it across all the different maps. And then this Lake Coap map, and yeah, my memory was like pretty full by then. That's why I just turned on some of Fox's mods and some of Bartelby's mods mainly, because yeah, they just take practically no memory, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, basically I think I nailed most of my memory just choosing this map. And yeah, that Roadrunner does take quite a bit of memory as well, but obviously it's like a like its own vehicle kind of thing, so it's a bit like the Heavy Wrecker and stuff. It costs more, that's the cost of it, because it's like a unique vehicle. Right. Do I go... I could just send the loaf. I might have to. It's that time. Been missing some of my my loaf time. Get this trailer off. Get me little engine fix since that new engine. I do prefer the new engine. It's definitely horrifically bad for taking damage. Glitchworks has a bread loaf. It sounds pretty good to me. Sorry, I'm just slurping my coffee in the microphone now. It's good coffee though. Some of the world's strongest tree branches. one thing I've always wished you could do with this game is, you know, if I could stick a winch to those trees but let my winch kind of reel out so I could kind of abseil down here a bit. Oh yeah, handbrake. That's probably not going to help. Where are we going? Oh, there. Job I left the iceberg up there. This does feel like a job for a goddamn horse. Like a little ibex mountain goat. He made it. It's goddamn professional. Unwind, another button to hit. Oh, is that to do? Yeah, it'd be cool. Sorry, I missed half that comment, but I definitely, I've always wished I wish you could do that back in MudRunner as well. Do you know what? I'll play that animation again because I didn't even pay attention to it myself. I might leave them there for a minute. Go back here and see. Well, I can definitely get that one in the bag surely, because I'm just going to have to rally along there. I'll pick another vehicle. Yeah, because tiptoe, where am I going to have to go from here? Follow that road along. Yeah, I feel like I could get to there, like there might be a route that way. I'll just turn the engines off. I always wanted to build an E350 van for off-road. An E350 van. It doesn't ring any bells. Is that like an American version? Or like an American vehicle? Bartleby Fox, Hoverloaf when drive on water as a save you should, I agree. Yeah, that's right, tree. Fuck you. He knows. He remembers trees. Trees are still on the list. There, I just don't recognise this map at all. I keep completely losing where the garage is. Okay. Loaf King. He's the goddamn professional. Gotta admit. That required a delicate little touch to get down that mountain, and he pulled it off. Why have I got that one? Let's go and have a quick look at if I have the correct Western Star thing or not. I don't think I've got shitloads of mods turned on or anything, so it shouldn't take too long to flick through. Oh, here's the old Roadrunner. I might have to get that out next, actually. Do enjoy that one, I've got to admit. Sorry, I can see carry on an F250 chassis. Right, fair enough. I know roughly what an F250 is. I think like you're talking sort of ballpark kind of pickup. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool though. I'd quite like as well I don't know or mind too much what sort of van, but yeah, it'd be pretty cool to make like a little sort of camper van essentially. I'd probably want something a bit, I don't know, I was going to say the Loaf. I could certainly live in a Loaf, piece of piss. Have a bed in the back, that's it. Job's a good one. Oh yeah, there's that Coap. Well, we may as well buy one, see what that's all about. Excuse me. Goliath, we'll get one of them as well, because why not? Let's see what this fat thing's doing. Hey up. It's got more wheels. Stage 3, sounds good. Mark Rowe, first time. Oh, sorry, dude. Jumped up there. I can see Vans went out of style in 2010. Is that the shoes Vans? I don't want it for the style. I want it because it's unique. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I'd it'd just be nice to have, yeah, like a camper type thing that I wouldn't want to live in one all the time, I reckon. Or if I was gonna, I'd want like bigger than a small van. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. It's like a large version of the loaf. Yeah, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I'm already sold on that. Corvette dude, I'm finding region incredibly easy compared to a more. I'm not sure why everyone says Don is hard, because roads make your truck flip more. Yeah, the Don region. Yeah, I think the Don region was easier than Amore and all that. Definitely. Some pretty weird tyres. Probably gonna have to get them though, to be honest. Tank tyres. That's a pretty good idea. They do look pretty hefty, I'll give them that. Well, those names give me zero clue, but that one cost $5 more, so it suckered me in. It does look pretty cool, to be honest. Kieran Cousins, what is your favourite truck in the game? If it was trucks, not scouts, it'd be the Dolphin, of just like base game trucks. Yeah, if it was favourite vehicle of all time, the goddamn professional, of course. It's the Loaf, couldn't be anything else. What are all these things on? An elevator carrier, sounds pretty good. What the hell is that? Oh, logs. Oh, so it must carry shitloads, that's pretty cool. I might have to try that in like some separate video then. This is the thing, I think I've run out of all my login missions, so I'd have to start another entire playthrough just to get a sample. Oh, so long, medium, short. Oh, so it might load them like lengthways. Fair enough. I don't know why. I had it in my head it'd do it like sideways and I'll be able to carry like 4 loads. Oh, so that's everything at the bottom. Well, we'll skip them for now. Let's check this thing out. Not too bothered about all of that. Where's the exhaust? May as well get them out of the way if we can. That'll do. He's thought of it. It definitely looks pretty cool. I should imagine though if you get it stuck in trees or something, it'd be a bit awkward to try and get out there. It looks like the skeleton of a ship line from the 1800s. Yeah, true, it did actually, I know exactly what you mean. Corvette dude, Dolphin equals 5319, right? Yeah, it does, yeah. Most people don't like it because it has a small fuel tank. I like it myself. Yeah, the small fuel tank's definitely one of the biggest limits on it, but my personal way around it was just take a goddamn horse everywhere with me. And as I said, yeah, for the amount of distance it covers in quite a quick time, it does kind of make up for its fuel. But I fully agree though, it's like it's a 200 litre tank, there's no way around it. If it was a 350 litre tank, it would yeah, just objectively better. But yeah, overall, I just like the way it drives, the way it plows through. It sort of just, especially on the original 4 regions we got with the game, it sort of, yeah, felt very balanced and like felt like one of the better trucks in the game. Like you actually got something for your money, and then it got stuff like the Derry, which is over twice as expensive, or probably not by the time they're both done up. And yeah, that thing sucked. Whereas the Dolphin is actually like legitimately worth the money. It's a bargain. I think it's like 89 grand stock. I best just grab a loaf quick just to be safe. I don't want to risk it. Sorry, I could just see was is that 2 meters by 3 meters between wheel wells? Sorry, I might have missed some of that. Comment. How's it going, Wolf? Sorry I'm late to the stream. David Kaiser. No worries, dude. I'm good, thanks. You? Chris One of Money. Hummer just released a new EV and it's amazing. It's got 4-wheel steering and adjustable ride height. You should check it out. Hummer. What do you mean in real life? Or yeah, on this game? I'm going with you mean in real life. but I don't know. I've not heard of it anyway, if that's the case. My bloody news feed today, not that I don't even look at the news a lot, but it's one of them, it's like on my iPhone, it's just got 4 news things when you scroll over to like, yeah, to flick through what messages I've got and all sorts. It's telling me about a bloody albatross suffering from climate change. Like, Apple News, how did you come to the conclusion that I give one fuck about an albatross? I ain't got time to give a shit about an albatross. It was saying that because they're not being monogamous anymore, so basically more albatrosses are fucking off. So it's like, if you listen to the data, there's an increase in the amount of albatrosses that don't even give a fuck about albatrosses anymore. And they think that's a good time to get me involved. Not a chance. And that was one whole potential piece of news wasted. Right, let's see what this thing does. Deck lift. What's it? Oh, it's a slash. I'm not pressing any. Oh, I pressed like the deck up, but it's doing all this on its own at the minute. Pretty random, but pretty cool. And then I'll see if I can do something. So both buttons seem to do the same then. What's fixed wire? What the hell? Can I don't think I can make it sit down near the floor. So I just want to see quickly then, can I get a crane on this thing? If not, I'll just tow the loaf behind me. So I can get that crane. No little ones. Got something. With the yellow one. There we go. Let's see if it's got enough oomph to it. The normal club as well, especially this one, the long nose club, is pretty much not impossible to roll, but it's more difficult to roll than not roll. So in theory, as long as this is like kept those characteristics, it should be a bit of a beast to try and roll anyway. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. A little low roll cage anyway, just to be safe. Don't be too careful. See how much I care about albatrosses. Just turned a cartoon loaf engine off. Can't watch the news anymore. Every day it's something new that our retard president screwed up. Yeah, I know what you mean. That'll be a good reason to avoid the news. It's like an old saying, it might have been Mark Twain or something, but if you if you don't listen to the news, you're uninformed. If you do listen to the news, you're misinformed. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But yeah, I did think, like, some fucking story about albatrosses. That was like, really? That's one of the 4 most important pieces of information you could bring to me today. Is that more albatrosses? I've said fuck that to married albatross life. Dominic albatross. Going it alone. You believe there are 100-ton rotators in the States? What's a rotator? I think I've got some ideas, but I'm not so sure. We don't call them the same thing over here, if that's the case. Oh, sorry, keeps jumping. Is that see lol K9? Better than Greta Thunberg telling you that you are ruining her childhood. That's true. Like, how dare you? See, she needs to get herself a loaf. And a life. That's what I mean though, it's like, why do they need to give a shit about an albatross? When has an albatross ever gave a shit about me? Probably never. Well, I should have thought about that. It shows you how, like, they've got nothing better to do. Journalists must be interviewing albatrosses. Just for a news story. Let's go this way. So far, this thing feels like pretty damn planted with its tank wheel things. Try a high gear. Definitely feels pretty punchy. I think it's got the did I put the advanced special in? So, but either way, it definitely I always like the high gear, just in most things. Well, it does work very well in the advanced special. I don't know what engine this has got in, but usually the advanced special with the KZGT engine is a pretty nice combo when you put it in high gear and it applies the power. But yeah, this is a nice, nice relaxing drive around a map. It's nice to actually have the power available and all the rest of it. Like, the terrain and layout of the map is the difficulty aspect, not just the vehicle like limping its way across terrain it's not really designed for. Since I've been watching you, I always take a loaf from me everywhere and it saves me all the time. I'm glad to hear that, man, and I agree. I mean, that's how I just can't leave home without one. You just never know. And worst case, you're gonna go somewhere where you didn't need the loaf and you just have a loaf with you. Like, it's always gonna be 300 repair points, 4 spare tyres and 200 litres of fuel, which is never really a bad thing. Oh, so I should have gone the normal way, but I might have to just rally across there now. Yeah, or you're going to need it, and then you're going to be glad you took took a loaf. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that, dude. It is good stuff. Oh, why does there have to be a weird gully? Do you know what? Sticking it in reverse, which is rare for me. Normally I just stubbornly go for it, but on a live stream I can't really cheat. Just turn the game off and on. I hope we at least get a trailer for Phase 6 as soon as I'm really excited about it. That's true. I never even thought about that. I don't think I've ever checked any of the trailers out, to be honest. There may be one or two, I don't know. I can't remember though. I don't think I have. Like I say, I purposely sort of don't watch a lot of SnowRunner stuff because, or pretty much none. Yeah, because I'm sort of doing videos on them, I don't know, if I haven't watched them then I don't know whatever it is they're doing, so I can just keep my own video as like, yeah, I know it's my video. But since I upload SnowRunner stuff, I do still get SnowRunner stuff recommended quite a bit, so I see the thumbnails and that of like new vehicles here and there, like thumbnails from TC Gaming and SD11 and yeah, stuff like that. I just want the Voron grad crane for the GMC 9500. It folds up so much nicer. Dang American crane folding techniques. It's true. Well, yeah, there's this one, isn't it? The yellow one is the American, and the blue one, the Russian. I do believe though the yellow one I've got now, for example, has got a little bit more reach than the. So we'll try going upstream. Yeah, the yellow one I believe has got a little bit more reach than the blue one, basically. I was gonna say, push him a little bit against the flow of the river. So I don't mind going this slow, especially when I'm driving against the river. It's just nice to have a vehicle that feels fat and weighty enough that it could handle driving through this. I'm not sure how this would behave like with a normal vehicle though. I quite like the way they've done it where like the flow of the water has like resistance to it, but there doesn't really seem to be a scale for it. It's kind of like once you're in any river, even if it's a foot deep, it's enough to stop some of the best trucks in the game like in their tracks. Joe War, everyone is going to love 6. It's good news. I'm definitely got some high hopes for it. It should be pretty cool. It'd be nice to get back as well to yeah, doing the daily videos. I have to say that I've got quite a lot of stuff sorted that I needed. Just kind of, yeah, get sorted so I can get just concentrate back on this. Squeeze through it as we can. So even now, this thing, even with all the tyres and grip, it's definitely fighting against this tide. It's not happy about it. TC is just pandering to AdSense, and it's so painfully obvious that it spoils the content for me personally. Again, I've not watched one of his videos in quite a while, so pandering to AdSense. So what's that then? Is that where like they purposely do it at least 10 minutes, or is it? Or, yeah, I remember that being a thing. J-War, hi Lone Wolf, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us. Gonna have to do missions to open garage and all functions in phase 6. Do missions to open garage, fair enough. So I probably won't have, well, I could still have a map exploration video, like pretty early on, but yeah, be a bit like with the Mandra, where I'll kind of explore the map and get that sorted afterwards on. Definitely say on this lake Coap. What the hell, I just grabbed that, but pretty amazed it managed to find a tree that was planted instead of all those little ones. Yeah, they're definitely making it on this map. Not that I mind, but it's to get these watchtowers. They're on like very hilly, slopey bits that will make you tip quite easily with most of the vehicles in the game, I would have thought. So even these modded vehicles are feeling it a little bit. I really like Lake Coap, use the modded Tatras to do most of it. Yeah, that'd be, I think I've got that one as well. I've also put the JBE Tatrin on as well, so I could always whip that out. Again though, looks-wise and all, it looks like a pretty cool map. Like just the views and all the rest of it are pretty nice. Chris Wanamani, gotta have a 10-minute. TC is like, I think, was it Mr. Boss for the win or something? The club doesn't roll over, it throws out its winch and wraps the earth around itself. Sounds like my kind of truck. So far it feels pretty good. Again, I didn't realise it had like another back end added onto it. Didn't you do it? Can we kill any of these trees? No. It's sad. Going next, probably be the better plan that way. Am I facing? Yeah, that way. So we'll go this way. I was just thinking I could try and jump in the river and just follow that. We'll have a little eyeball at what's going on past there. Wipe that out. It's at the TWSS. No, TC, not false advertising SnowRunner 2, so I disagree that he's like Mr. Boss for the win. Oh, has someone done that? SnowRunner 2. Yeah, all the people who do all the clickbait and all the rest of it, it's I don't know. That's why I wouldn't know how to clickbait. I have to use like some kind of picture that's in the video, so I wouldn't even know how to get a picture that I haven't got in the video. Plus I just, yeah, I don't know. principles. I'd rather stick to them. This map reminds me of the Yukon region. Yeah, it does me a little bit, but it feels more inviting, even though it's like definitely not an easy map or anything. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's purposely going out its way to just try and punish you. And as far as grip-wise and being able to drive along the roads, yeah, so far it feels pretty good. P16 is one of the best trucks for me, not to tip. Yeah, true, the P16, I really like that truck. That's one of my favourite vehicles in the whole game. If they had more, I don't know, I suppose more add-ons and stuff for it, I'd probably get even more use out of it. But yeah, I've always liked that. It just feels well weighted, that truck, and it feels quite sort of realistic as how I'd imagine a truck of that size handling and all the rest of it, like the amount of power it's got. Again, that's another reason why I like the Navistar. That sort of feels like a little version of the P16 in a way, but it feels well weighted. And the big thing is the weight. I think that they underweigh or underweight a lot of vehicles in this game, which I think is part of the way they balance it. So stuff like even the normal in-game collobs, like this collob and the flat face one. This bridge is not too happy. Okay, that's enough of that. I don't. It might be this vehicle. I don't know. It seemed like the bridge could just be a bit weird with its hitboxes as well. But either way, I wasn't too happy about it. See, is it engine a lot when it comes to rock crawling especially? Sorry, I sort of missed some of that. Is that this truck though? Mr. Boss for the win. New info leaked about GTA 6 being released before Christmas. Yeah, not a chance. Yeah, I think they, well, not to say they wish they had Grand Theft Auto 6 ready now, but at the same time, it wouldn't do them any harm if they had it ready now. But yeah, I think that's going to be a good little while yet. But at least when it comes out, it should be, well, it should be a good game. Definitely worries me a bit that they kind of pandered to all the PC bullshit with the when they just re-released those other 3 games. So I'd say either way, Grand Theft Auto 6 as a game, the way it'll play and everything, is probably going to be a bloody good game regardless. Because it's just going to be Grand Theft Auto 5, but with modern computers and all the stuff they can fit into it. But yeah, if they're just going to go for a bit of a politically correct version, it won't have the same sort of uniqueness that it used to. I don't really like TC. There's a lot of videos on PC only mods, and it bothers me being a console player that he's showing something. Yeah, it was them I used to watch on when I had a PS3 and MudRunner, because I couldn't. It wouldn't let us have any mods on the console. And there was talk about they might basically do mods on the console back on MudRunner, so it was kind of a slight hope that it could happen, but yeah, not a whole lot, and it never did. Oh, sorry, yeah, P16 I see. Get up this way or not, that's the question. There's some deep little ridges in this that way or not. Let's try it. I thought there was a trailer release for the new GTA. It looked like social justice paradise. Definitely is that like the re-releases of the old games that they've just done? Again, the last I heard with that really was that they ended up releasing the original version of the games on PC, which, like I said, they'd originally removed just so it kind of makes people have to buy the new copies. But the fact that they kind of very swiftly changed that kind of shows you they must have got some pretty big backlash over it all. Damn pit making me feel old. I said about TC a year ago. TC's been around for a good old while now. I can't remember how long ago it was. Was that where I used to live or not? If not, yeah, I would have thought so. It's got to be 4, 5, 6 years ago. I think I was watching his videos. Surely, feels like that long anyway. Looks like it's going to be awkward all that way. Deploy life. I hate using the cranes on the hills. See, I'm trying to lift the crane up in the air, it just cannot do it. Unless you get it really close to itself, like once it's fully retracted. You can a little bit, but yeah, I just don't know why they're so terrible. It again. GMC is quite a good truck indeed. Keeps momentum well in the high range gearbox. The GMC. Which one is that? Sorry, the 9500 or the Brigadier? The 9500 I think is a pretty solid vehicle these days. God, that collab. Sorry, I just missed half of that. It's my favourite because it's super cheap and you can lower it with the 47s still on it. Liberty Handlers post video. Not seen him possibly since last year. Liberty Helmet, yeah, that rings a bell. Rebel by choice. Goddamn professional. He's a beast. He gets the job done. I forgot to even... I was sort of watching that animation when it happened, but... Game likes to try, but... Can't bullshit a bullshitter. Be a dick and not offer me the winch point. Do. I like the new Ford Bronco. Got the chance to drive one, and you can take off all the doors and roof, and it's got front and rear lockers stock. That's pretty cool. You can take all the doors off and that. I recently bought the GMC Brigadier and the Jeep Pack, and I enjoy them both. They're good trucks. The Brigadier I liked, but because we got it on that Amur region or whatever, it just wasn't really up to that region. But overall, I could imagine on like Black River and all that, it'd be pretty cool. And yeah, the Jeep Pack as well. Like it's the Wrangler is the main one. It is decent. It's definitely for a Scout. They've done a pretty good job of it. You do have to pay, like, they kind of obviously make you buy both in the same pack to make the pack a bit more expensive and stuff, but yeah, overall I don't regret like owning the Jeep. Is pretty cool. It's a Scout I would happily use again, really. For most things, obviously if I've got the chance, I'll be taking a goddamn horse, but it's not the Jeep's fault that I live my life. Almost bought the Jeeps today, actually. Yeah, it's one of them. It depends how much you play this game, so I can't say an outright yes or no, but assuming you can justify whatever it costs to yourself, like, you'd theoretically get it back out of the game. Yeah, I'd say it is. The Scout is worth it. It depends if the money's worth the Scout, if that makes sense. But it's one of them as well. As much as I like it, I don't need to use it necessarily. I'd survive just fine in the game if I didn't buy it. But I certainly, unlike the Apache, I just didn't like that. I thought it was a terrible vehicle. Yeah, the Jeep Wrangler is actually, like, pretty decent. Well, where does that road snake off to? I might just drive down the water. What the hell was that? P16 just sitting there. Might have to go wide. Have a quick look at that. In fact, just go straight down there. I'm not sure if I'll be able to go down the water, but could try that kind of thing. Try that kind of thing. Just drawing the, like, as the crow flies straight at the next watchtower. Trying to convince myself I was route planning. Sorry, I've seen something about a heavy wrecker 70-ton thing. Yeah, that, I know which one you mean. The heavy wrecker is it's one of my favourite mods. It's only because it takes so much memory up. I can't add many other mods after I choose that, but I still have it in my mod selection. Like, yeah, I really do like that. I think they should add another Tatra, like the normal 815. True, yeah, the 815. Is that the, like, a bit like a truck? Not like the little thing. I keep losing, like, the roads don't appear very roady in a minute. I bought just about every vehicle except the Scouts. Just don't use them. I would love it if devs offer more trucks to buy. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's the same with me, really. Apart from, I'd say, that Brigadier, I've not really used a lot. But yeah, the Scout DLC, I get it, because I'm going to make a video about it and stuff anyway, but yeah, I don't really, like, say, my loaf, he covers the old Scout angles. Do I unlock that? New trailer discovered. I think I've unlocked the vehicle, yeah. Yay for me. At least if I roll, double roll right now. Chances of double rolling with a loaf are pretty much non-existent, but stranger things have happened. Bronco with the Sasquatch package has a pretty bulletproof driveline. I wouldn't be surprised if there's base models have weaker drive shafts. What loads up to there? Waggling the tail. He's all good though, finds his way back. Right, do I go along the water or not? I probably do actually, just the current's going with me. It'd be rude not to. Getting high. I would like to know what is that way. It's too late now. Committed. Talking about P16 and there he is. I was going to say one just chilling in the countryside by itself. Not sure how I managed to stall there. Don't make the current, but it'd be cool to see Ford make a Bronco Raptor, and they built a version of the 7.3 V8 Godzilla. I wish more car companies would do, like, mad stuff like that. I mean, it worked for all, like, the American muscle cars back in the 60s and 70s. They're still like iconic to this day. Not been inside the Bronco yet, only seen it parked at the site I was working. I'm used to Ford Escapes, this thing's half the size. I don't even think I've heard of a Ford Escape. I might have seen one though, it's one of them. Obviously like classic American cars and all that sort of stuff, I'm pretty clued up on those kind of names, but probably, I don't know, 90s onwards American vehicles. I know the look of a lot of them, but I probably wouldn't be able to name a lot of them. I was going to say, yeah, this map's got to be a decent size then, because I was thinking for a second, have I just gone too far? What's that as well? There's another truck in there I can get. Caterpillar CT 680. Do I go that way? I assume if that bridge is not there, I might just be able to drive straight through. Might have to drive straight through. Just have a look. Truth lies. Hey Mr. Wolf, SnowRunner addict. I made a new account. Oh, is it? Oh, cool. No, it's good to have you joining us, dude. What happened? Did you get banned or anything, or have you just made a different account? Oh wait, there is a bridge there in the way. Last minute change of plan, I'm swerving off to the right. Might have overcooked it though. Well, overcooked that. Didn't really plan on it until the last second. That would be awesome. Yeah, I wish car companies would do more crazy stuff like Dodge putting the Hellcat engine in the Ram TRX. Yeah, exactly, stuff like that, but it definitely puts them on the map more. Even when you had like the Vauxhall Monaro, yeah, for a company like Vauxhall that's pretty common in England, but yeah, they didn't really make a lot like that until they made that. And that sort of stuff. Kind of like a cheap chassis. Even the old Ford Mondeos. I don't know if you guys had Ford Mondeos in America or various other places around the world, but they weren't crazy. But like the Mondeo ST220 and that, at least they were just 220 horsepower. Wasn't too bad for just a little cheap run around. Put a marker to where I'm going. So they put these watchtowers in some awkward to reach places. Usually the rivers are pretty easy to drive across. Escapes were boxes until 2010. 2010s now they look like every other SUV. That's the thing, a lot of stuff nowadays, I think a lot of cars, especially over here as well, kind of mix and match and share bumpers and chassis, and yeah, it's not as much soul to the cars as they used to be, it seems. We're just getting a bit same. Oh, I've only just realised now, but I forgot wherever I abandoned. Or did I even bring a radar trailer with this one? I don't think I did actually, did I? Going that way anyway. I assume that's going to be that road. Yeah. God knows. I'm just going to have to aim that way and go for it. I'll try and get up there if I can. The thing about putting performance gas engines in £7,500 trucks is that they can't tow and will only last like 5 miles before they start. Yeah, if you put a, I know what you mean, like a performance petrol engine in a big fat truck, probably wouldn't like it in the long run. Hey Lone Wolf, do you know they are adding a potato mode. Even as I was reading it, I was like, sort of said to myself, what the fuck, potato mode? Photo mode in the next phase. I'm excited because I'm a photographer in real life, so I'm going to take take a picture with a potato. TRX, T-Rex versus Raptor or Camaro. I have to say, this club thing seems to get its chin stuck easier than you would hope. Oh, then again, it's probably a bit more chin stick worthy. It was doing it earlier as well. It's definitely it's got a bit of a this long snout. It's definitely feeling it. Christ's sake, game. I'll drive up that way in a minute. Fuel out the envelope in a minute. See, it just appears back on camera and he's on his wheels. He knows what he's doing. Oh yeah, sorry, Raptor or Camaro, Exorcist aftermarket TX versus Dodge Demon. That is a fun idea for marketing. True, what was that? Yeah, Raptor or Camaro. Yeah, I think it's the Exorcist. Isn't that supposed to be like 1,000 horsepower now? Huge chassis. That's what she calls me. Oh well, that solves that problem then. I don't even know where I'm kind of going at the minute, but I just got annoyed that little tree and rock was blocking me from going where I want to go. There's this logging station up here. What are you going to get logging up here? Oh yeah, I've got to send in the damn horse. Well, the water looks like it widens up a bit there, so I'm probably not going to be using that. Kind of just needs a belly flop down there, really. Not too sure afterwards, but could go for it. Before I do I take the loaf with me? Well, I know I'm gonna, but do I jump him off separately? Is the question. Just in case. My bad. So this thing's got a good handbrake, I'll give it that. Demon makes good power, it just weighs as much as an apartment building. Oh yeah, saying that is, in theory, should be practically impossible to roll, yeah. It just doesn't seem to want to tip, so it still seems to have the same characteristics. Bouncy trampoline. Quality control and it passed. I noticed Thursday I have 75 goddamn professionals. That is a healthy amount. I can't remember how many I've got. I might not even have that myself. I can't remember if I've got 60 or 70 now. yeah, on my main playthrough anyway, so I think you might even be in the lead, dude. You've got plenty there. I have 8 9500s and 8 goddamn professionals. I need 80 of each, exactly. You can never have too many goddamn horses. Loads are like money, just wouldn't really come into it that you have too much. Bam. He's just I'm professional, I don't know what else to say. Just have a good old time, keeps ticking along when you need him to. Get me watchtower. Which way do I need to go now? That's the question. Well, I know for the watchtower, but after that. Yeah, I forgot even about doing missions. See, you can see there, like, I don't, especially these days, the loaf isn't really slow. It's just like a Rolls Royce. He doesn't dodge demon his way up to speed. He just wafts. He learnt wafting from Rolls Royce because he's a goddamn professional. Well, I take that back. Rolls Royce probably learnt it from the loaf. SnowRunner, and yeah, loaf runner in Wolf's case. Definitely loaf runner. I'd buy it. Is it just me, or is that a circle, not a square? Not that it matters, but I just kind of noticed it. Don't we normally get squares? Like, did somebody choose a circle? Is that just a square that shit itself and became that? Well, I'm not too sure where I'm supposed to be travelling. So it's safe to say I'm not really going to be crossing here, I don't think. I mean, I could risk it, but it's not looking good. So I might have to get back in the old iceberg. I'll cut across that way for the last two. Seems reasonable. Yeah, so I might follow this road down here then. So yeah, close enough. Sort of a road. So there's the loaf, so I'm going to get them both back down there. It's a Russian square, you see. It's all making sense now. Dream that can't be, what's that, an 11... Oh, an 11 grand, 100% success rate, exactly. That's the thing with the loaf. He is good value for money. And as well, like I said, I've still got both the videos of the crashes I had on the live stream, where I rolled a P16 and the loaf was upside down, and I still got out of it. I knew I would. I never doubted my little beast. When he made it, he came good. So yeah, eventually, when I get some time to make a video again, I'll have to tack them on the end somewhere. Do something. He's earned it. I know I was sort of supposed to go this way, but oh no, it's still okay. So I've just got to take a sharp right. It would be great if they keep updating and adding more phases, but MudRunner came out in 2017 and they made SnowRunner, so probably be a new game 2017. Oh, did it? So I probably started playing it around the time I moved here then. Or unless, yeah, I've got a feeling I might have bought it just before I moved here. So, yeah, it probably was around 4 years ago then I was watching TC Gaming's sort of the mod videos. And SD1. SD1 I was watching for like the actual stuff in the game. And then yeah, just randomly like dreaming of the mods I'm not allowed to have. Chris, that tiny crane looks so dainty on that giant truck. Is that on this one, sorry, or that collab? This is the actual crane that works pretty good. The KRS Bandit. It's the other ones that all suck. That was the best thing we got in this game from the Bandit. I have to say, I did drive the Bandit the other week. And I don't think it was the modded one I drove, but it actually felt a lot better than it did when I last drove it on the Yukon phase. Have to yeet him off and hope for the best. Oh, look at him go. You start life. Now, he'll start in a minute. I wish you could turn the tyres though. The amount of stuff I could wiggle out of when you can just turn the tyres. How do I find this map? I'm trying to think how long ago it came out. I don't know if you can choose a separate thing for maps, but yeah, it was. I don't know. It's been out a little while, so it's if you go like date added, it's going to be fairly far into the list. Send the iceberg up in a minute. See, I'd get stubborn now and just leave it here because I would happily sit here until it starts, but live stream wise it's not for the best. Falls off mountain, stalls engine, exactly. The worst thing was it started twice when it landed. I think they have fiddled with the loaf a little bit. It seems to, if you're up on your nose, it tips a little bit easier than it used to. Like tips forward, as if they've moved the weight forward a little bit. Not that that'd necessarily matter now, but it definitely started twice, so it's basically where it should start. And in theory, the tyres, like as we're looking at it now, the tyres weigh more than the loaf, or at least it used to. So as you sit here now, it should sink the tyre side, like the left-hand side then, as we're looking at it, should sink into the mud more than the other side. So normally, even if you just sat here, like if I went and made a coffee and stuff, by the time I come back it'd normally fire up, but it's been an awkward one. See again though, like those tyres are turned. Even if they went back to level, I'd tip, well, as we're looking at it now, to the right a little bit, which would be favourable. And again, you used to be able to do it for like the first 2 or 3 months of the game, and then they, yeah, they just removed it for no apparent reason. I'm new, but wanting to do a whole playthrough before I use mods. Yeah, true. It'll last a good old while if you do a whole playthrough before you do mods. I'm not even that far away. Again, I'm just being stubborn about it. Well, I can be for a minute. I'll just quickly read some comments. Strong truck. Loaf can definitely take some beatings. Could probably even see him from here. Which direction is it? Is that him up there? It's probably just a piece of mountain. I think he's up there. Magma Runner, that sounds pretty good. I think it's going to let it fire up. Well, again, it would if I left it here long enough, but I do kind of want to take the loaf with me, to be honest. Or do I leave it? That's the thing, will I ever be back on this map, is the other question, because it's a mod map. This way. Set it on fire and walk away, what's that with? Something, move your tyres when you were on your side. Yeah, you used to be able to like still steer and go left and right, which it was handy, especially again because the way the loaf is weighted, that it's heavier on like the tyre end than the other end. Just by steering your tyres back and forth, you'd kind of like wiggle and jiggle into the mud, and it'd get you back on your wheels easier. Like with all vehicles as well, not just I did it most with the loaf. Yeah, that's what she said. But yeah, just in general it was like better for all vehicles, and it was one of them things. I thought at first they might have accidentally like removed it or broke the way it works while they updated one of the things, but for the fact they've still not fixed it or anything like that, I think it's safe to say it wasn't by accident by now. Is it just me, or do the tyres keep being more turned every time we come back to it as well? I thought they were sitting straight. What I wanted to, or is it change truck? Yeah, sometimes. Probably, yeah, typical won't do it. Normally, or not normally, but it can like, yeah, 50-50. As you jump back and forth to the different vehicles, you'll just see each vehicle jump a little bit each time. But this one's not really jumping. Normally you get it like sort of jiggle in the air and do like, yeah, like a fresh little wiggle. Like I say, at this point I'm just being stubborn, but I can't help it. Although I'm finding it more fun than a modded one. Overall, I like it's fun to play with the mods, but I definitely am glad I did the playthrough kind of without mods and the way it's supposed to, well, say the way it's supposed to be done. The problem is they yeah, some of the trucks and stuff they over-nerf to the point where it feels like you need to use the mods just to get kind of like, I don't know, a balance of how the game should be. Here he is, he's back. Phase back up to 48% overall done. Still haven't launched the rocket. Have you not? I got the rocket done. I keep getting up to kind of 80-85%, and then yeah, they release another phase and it sort of drops me back down to, I think it's usually like high 70%. But I'm sure, I could be wrong on this, but I'm sure I asked someone a little while ago, like, if I wanted to complete the game 100%, would I now have to complete phase 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 as well? And even though the game says like 70%, 80% or whatever instead, I don't think you have to do all the extra phases to unlock the, like, I don't know, complete every mission or whatever. It's something to do with the trophies. Oh yeah, I'm going across there. My brother started with mods at the start, and he's the one that got me started on the no mod thing. Said I'd enjoy it longer, but the devs are... you just backed a massive truck up like a 16% grade. The Russian trucks are already broken. To be fair, this is a mod version of it, but I know what you mean. That was pretty easy considering I'm like reading comments at the same time, so I'm spending as much time as I possibly can driving with like my peripheral vision, and that's about it. But for the most part, it's been getting me by. I could just rally over the top here, but to be honest, I'm going to go this longer way because I want to check out this little spot down here. I know it'd probably be too much to ask, but you know, if I could just click a dot here and it drew all the like, I think how it used to work on Saints Row, and I suppose how it would work on Grand Theft Auto and stuff. But I know that'd be asking a bit much. Forgot the name of it, the Maz maybe. I have no idea, but that does ring a bell. If that, like, it doesn't. Not to say that's really going to help. What it is you're on about, I don't know, but I think I've heard of the Maz. I'm sure they were like. That's what some of the trucks off MudRunner were sort of, yeah, copied from. Astro Boy, hey Wolf, how's it going? Is this a mod map? Yeah, not too bad, cheers dude, how are you doing? Yeah, it is a mod map. It's called Lake Coap, C-O-A-P or something, I think it is. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I have been. No one's corrected me yet, so I just assume that's the way. The snow maps, oh sorry. Be without mods though, dang super snow. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there is maps where they've definitely just gone too far with the snow. And there's still a lot of maps I like with the snow, particularly in the last phase 4, like the Chimcharuski or whatever it's called. I still did really like that map, but yeah, longevity-wise of some of the snowy maps, they do kill the enjoyment with too much. Amandra being a prime example, I'd never just need to go back to that map. By the time I'd finished doing all the missions on that map, I was quite happy to never see that map again. And I don't even hate it as a map, it just got boring being stuck in Super Snow all the time. Like, the thought of going on Amandra just doesn't excite me at all, because, yeah, I just know I'm going to be going like 2 miles an hour for 95% of the time. Unless you get mods like this, which again, I'd happily, like, with mods like this, happily go back on Amandra. But the fact that they've like that's how much it is on their base game with the base trucks is yeah, they just go a bit far with it. That's why I quite like the phase 5 maps as well, because they're just more a little bit like Michigan. There's no snow to worry about. You can get the mud, but fair enough. Mud, it's not like it's snowed mud everywhere, so it's everywhere. You just get various patches of it. Remember you could shift at the speed of light when you adjusted the stick sensitivity when the game first launched. Could shift? What, is that just like the gears into high range, do you mean? 20-wheel drive US Maz is base truck for titanium. Oh, I wouldn't have a clue. Still have yet to find this titanium. Get from here. Well, so what can you get from here? I looked. I didn't pay attention, not gonna lie. Package sun, that's about all I can remember. Been driving a new way to the log station in Erska River, yeah. Yeah, because they were potentially a bit awkward to get to them. See something tyre on a heavy enough vehicle and you won't ever get stuck. I think I know what you're getting at. If so, I think I agree. Or convert to tracks, that's true as well. I'm surprised I've not attempted a tracked vehicle. Again, I kind of see why that Coap, like, they just made tank tyres where they're still round, so it just saves that, but they've been treaded as if they're like tank tyres. Which, yeah, I think I mentioned something similar a while ago. It was like, it was only a matter of time before something like that was going to happen. And it makes sense, to be honest. Well, I'll keep going this way, but it does seem to make you rally off-road to get these watchtowers, so it's curving back around a bit. Yeah, let's go for it and see. That's kind of where I want to be heading. Go by sawmill left side and then drive through the water. Cheers, man, I'll have a look at that. Well, unless I've already gone past the sawmill. J-Mac, heck yeah, Chris, I need that. Jeez, it's easy not to. There have been a few attempts to model a tank. They were buggy and crashed, and the tracks almost always flew off. Yeah, I remember, again, it was TC Gaming's videos, like, yeah, 4 odd years ago or whatever, then when he was doing the Mudrunner stuff, and attempts to put tracked anything on there was also, like, seemed to the same situation, like the tracks would just start freaking out and going mad. I don't know why though, to be honest. You know, like, even now, like how this is driving with wheels. Imagine those back 2 wheels, they just programmed it to make it look like they had tracks around them. But the game code in itself doesn't need to give a shit if they're really tracks or not, if that makes sense. Like, the game could still behave as if they're just tyres. They could just say up the grip values to make it sort of scale up to where it, like, makes sense. But yeah, I'm surprised they haven't got around it like that. Just give it the appearance of tracks, but it still behaves like tyres just to save all of it, like, freaking out. True that. How far is it going to make me go? Oh, is that the sawmill maybe? Is that the one you're on about? I'll carry on this way a little bit. If not, I'll just send the loaf in, but I thought there'd be a road that'd get me like a little bit nearer. If not, I'll go and get that one first. Half tracker thing. Yeah, true. I mean, half track or even full track. But even if it just looked like a track on the screen, it doesn't mean the game has to behave like it's track. They could just have, like, invisible wheels sort of underneath it that are doing the actual driving and steering, all the rest of it. What we got here then? So it's just going to make me go rallying through. The other nice thing with a loaf though, when you get to situations like this, it's a lot easier to wiggle a loaf in and out of the trees and everything than all the other bigger trucks. So I will put some markers though, so I can actually see which way I'm going roughly. Battle of the Bulge. Not gonna say it, but I could. Flying pods. How the Star Wars just cloaked wheeled. Oh shit, tree. The mod that you can put a medium log carrier on the back of a truck makes life a lot easier, yeah. Whenever I'm on my mod playthrough. In fact, funnily enough, I might not have turned that one on today, but that's... if so, it's probably the only time I've not. I always put that medium. I think I've even got 2 mods that do that medium log carrier on the back. I've heard though in Phase 6, the good news is I believe they are adding it to some vehicles as like as standard in the game, which is about bloody time. What was it, since like Phase 3 really that they added logging? They should have been on that a lot sooner. Like yeah, there's certain vehicles like what's it called, Bruce. He definitely should have had a medium log carrier for a while. Got another circle. Again, pretty nice views, and it's still clearly a pretty massive map. Right, goes last watchtower in the bag. Corner's like a housefly. Around around. The camera views. The Michael Jackson style. Where am I going? I get lost as fuck. Yeah, a bunch of medium logs in sideboard. Definitely saved me a few trips doing that. Certain terrain you don't bother with trailers. Chain the logs and just drag them out. Another patch of super snow. That's another nice thing though, like I've not really done it for a while, but when you weave through like all these really dense trees, they don't normally bother putting super snow in these sort of bit, as you can see, like once you're back in the thicker trees the loaf just drops the hammer again. So that's another nice thing with being able to cut through, again, some of like the denser bits of forest, is they couldn't be bothered putting super snow there. Gets his victory horn. As usual. He earned it. Really, winch? He couldn't hit the fucking loaf that's an inch behind me. Right, last one. And then we've got him in the bag. Well, it looks like a pretty nice... Well, I shouldn't speak too soon because they've been putting the watchtowers all over the bloody place, so... Probably won't be a road driving nicely up to it. Chris named after Bruce Forsyth, same reason. Is that, yeah, Bruce, the big old chin. It's how we're almost 2 hours in and we haven't thought about tasks or contracts. I was just thinking the same thing, to be honest. I'll do I'll get started on some, but I won't be doing too many of them, because yeah. Already spent a good old chunk of time just driving around the map. But again, I fully agree. I think it's you, so cheers Mark Rowe for I think you originally said about Lake Coap, which again, I attempted it. I don't know how many weeks ago now. It's got to have been like a good 4 or 5 weeks ago, I would have thought. Right? But yeah, all this time driving around, I've not really thought like, oh god, like it's been a pretty nice, chilled little drive around. It's also, there's definitely bits where you've got to pay attention, that I like as well, so it's not just... It's not easy mode, but then they've slowed it all down just by giving us like super snow. It's nice to actually be slowed down by difficulty rather than, yeah, just over-coded snow. See dirt, mud, rocks, like you could divert a river if you dumped enough rocks. That would be cool. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't hold my breath for them ever getting around to that, but yeah, I definitely agree that would be pretty sweet if they did that. Nothing really likes gripping on rocks on this game. I still think the chain seems to be better than the muds for that, but nothing really likes it. Well, I'd definitely recommend bringing yourself a loaf on this one, because I would recommend that anyway, I'm not going to lie, but it definitely came in handy for just about every single watchtower. What, we got 4 hours yet, plenty of time for work. Drive, enjoy the view. That is true. Well, I don't know if I'll be going, I definitely won't be going for another 4 hours. Going to have to go and drain the main vein in a second as well. I forgot to even pay attention to the view again, to be honest. Oh yeah, I got the whole map done now, haven't we? Well, I suppose I could jump back in the sideboard now. Or do I? No, I won't. But I could. Well, especially with the KRS Bandit crane. Just stop driving and looked at the scenery. It's the best way. I do it a lot, like when I'm messing around on this game, just park up somewhere with a nice view and then yeah, chill, have coffee, eat my dinner, do something. But the views on this game are always been pretty good, and this map is definitely a pretty nice scenic one. Surprised we didn't get that little section, but it's not the end of the world. Oh yeah, or was that watchtower? Did I ever get that watchtower? I must have. God knows. Either way though, yeah, it's definitely a fair old size. Yeah, that's what she said, of course. Sun ain't coming up yet. It's certainly not yet. What time are we on? 4:30 in the morning, so no, it'll be, especially since all the clocks changed and it was getting like darker each night and that anyway, so yeah. I like it now though, because I'm kind of up at night and preferably asleep in the day. This is like my summer now, where I have really long nights, where I feel like I've got plenty of time. But then again, the amount of shit I've been up to this week, it's yeah, keeping me too busy, busier than I'd like. Right, so I'm gonna have to go toilet quickly, but I'll get that done, and then we'll pick a mission. I'll just leave it on the map. I'll be back pretty damn quick. sorted. Loaf, so yeah, the garage must be over this way. Right. God damn. Oh, so I can get both from there, apparently. Metal beams and a concrete slab. So that's going to be 4 slots then. Now you take a piss. 4 weeks ago you wouldn't go. To be honest, because I've been nailing coffees today. For whatever reason, I even said it to myself about an hour or two before I started the stream that I'd necked about 4 or 5 cups of coffee because I felt pretty tired. So yeah, I already knew in my own head that I was never going to make it 4 odd hours. Had to quit while I was ahead. See, quitting and quitting while you're ahead ain't the same thing. I chose to quit while I was ahead. I didn't want to have that argument with my bladder this week. It might have won this week. I'll stack the odds in its favour. Well, I've only really got that mission unless you go into contracts, but I've got a feeling they're going to be ginormous. Oh, that helps. So deliver 6 parts to there. We'll sod it then. Let's try that one. Next question then is which vehicle? Sunrise is about 7:30 and sets about 16:30, so like 4:30 this far north. Winnipeg is fairly north. To be honest, you sound like you're probably on a similar latitude or whatever it is to us then in the UK, because I think ours is around that. I'd say ballpark about sort of sun setting at 4:30 PM, so yeah, and coming up at probably around 7:30 these days. Oh, is that the tank on the loaf is red? Oh, it might. It's either low on fuel or it's took a little bit of a beating. Either way, we have spares just in case. I didn't see which though. I'll have to. I'll go back and check him. I don't know what vehicle to use. Well, I need to take 6 things apparently. What have we got in? What can we buy? I think I've already got one of them. That'd be a 4 slot. It doesn't let you take a trailer with that though, which sucks. It kind of defeats the point of it having a 4 slot. Dairy would be pretty fun. It'd have to be Fox's Dairy. That can be arranged though. Or the Roadrunner. That would be a good one. Tatra Force. Bart's Tatra Phoenix. Yeah, let's do that. Quick last minute change, but that'll do. Derek Llewellyn. JS, I definitely agree. How's it going, dude, by the way? I remembered as well. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Well, it's already gone past midnight here, obviously. If you're at some, like, I don't know, right on the other end of America or something, it might not be. You might still be in the 27th. Can't believe it's already nearly December though. It only doesn't feel like practically a year ago that I was doing like the Christmas video and that for this game. It went pretty damn fast. Indeed, exactly what isn't supposed to happen. Sorry, I could see something 52 degrees north. I'll be honest, I'm pretty terrible at, I wouldn't even be able to tell you what latitude we're at in the UK. I could guess roughly, but Unbreakable Superflex, that sounds... Oh yeah, Unbreakable, I do like that option. Don't see Off-Road Star. No, I don't either. I'm not sure if I do have it, to be honest. I scrolled through like earlier as well when I bought that Coap, and I didn't see it then either. Do you like the Vorongard mud tyres or Taiga mud tyres better? I like the look of the Taiga mud tyres, and that they, particularly on the Taiga, they seem to add more weight and width low down, like those ones. Yeah, but the Vorongard, I don't know, unless it's got some specific mud tyres they've added. Is it just like the normal muds, sort of a little bit like those ones, long flatbed, so I'm guessing that's 3. I don't know if it'll let me have a trailer. It doesn't really matter because I'm gonna have to get a stupid ramped flatbed anyway, no doubt. Yeah, the crane. Yeah, so I suppose I could just leave them on there. It's the only thing with the trailer, it's like no trailer. Just turn the other way. This trailer just invents steering mechanics as it goes along. I'm amazed it didn't tip it off them just for shits and giggles. Right, that's that sorted. Definitely taking goddamn professional out just in case. Personally, I hate the Taiga muds. It feels like you have absolutely no grip. I do agree with that though. There is certain situations. If you go back onto the original maps, it never really felt like an issue, but it feels like the Taiga's kind of had a nerf overall. Like on my Taiga review video, which I did like quite far back. So I'm just going to stick the heating on a little bit. It's getting a bit chilly in here tonight. Yeah, that I did like quite a while back, way before they nerfed loads of stuff really. And the thing was like an absolute machine compared to what it is these days. But yeah, they do need to add more grip to those muds. Considering they're muds, and they're custom muds at that, they are. To be honest, I think on the Taiga, they're not terrible. They seem to suck even more on like the various other vehicles that they've released them on since. No, not that. Gotta get his mushroom light. Wolf with a mega trailer, mega tractor dual is on the every axle is the P16 or more P32. That is true. I have drove the dual axle or dual wheel thing. I didn't realise for a while that they had 2 versions of that P16. Oh yeah, I was about to tow the Phoenix with a loaf. Obviously it'd handle it, but right. So. God, this is going to be interesting, getting a bloody ramped flatbed to there. Oh, we are not going to survive in a million years. Not with a ramped flatbed. This is going to go horrifically wrong. If not, I might have to grab the supplies for that bridge. So if I get that bridge built, that'll take me down here anyway. It doesn't really help the situation. Well, we're going to go for it, but I wouldn't hold your breath on this one, because The ramped flatbed struggles to make it across a nicely mowed field, let alone a mountainside that, if I remember rightly, even the Coap was wobbling around coming down here. There's only one way to find out. It's like getting up this bit, there's no way it's going to handle it. No way I'm going all the way down there either. Well, gonna have to try and do that, but I'm not sure how confident I am that that's going to happen. It's the standard ones. I haven't used mods yet. They are better, in my opinion. Like David said, they have a kind of rotate slower. It's no. Yeah, no. With the customers, I definitely agree. They could improve them. I more like the width and weight characteristics that you get with them than the grip, though. Yeah, the grip's not that enticing. Again, though, I don't mind them on the Taiga, but you can get them on stuff like the Taz and the Warthog and all that. Or I don't know if you can on the Warthog, actually. You definitely could on the Taz. Yeah, I usually do put them on the Taz, to be honest, because again, the width-wise and all the rest of it helps keep it balanced. But I've just not really been a fan of them on any of the newer trucks, really. But nonetheless, it's like now I like the look of them, so I try to stick them on like quite a lot of trucks, just looks-wise. But I wouldn't say it's always the best idea. Which is the best collab? I don't have money for both, only one. From tipping wise and all the rest of it, the long nose collab's better for not tipping, but the flat face collab I'd probably recommend. If you could only afford one, I'd get the flat face collab, because it's got diffs always on. Its chin's been sorted. It's because it's a flat face collab. It's kind of got a shorter chin on it. Yeah, it's extremely stable anyway. It's one of the best vehicles in the game for not tipping, so it's just that the long nose collab is even better than that at not tipping. But yeah, I've owned both for a while, and the only collab I use, like the vast majority of the time, is the flat face collab. Because all that ends up happening with the long nose one really is you constantly just stick it in like high-low, so you can put the diffs on, and then you're just travelling everywhere in high-low speed, whereas at least with the flat face one you can stick it in auto or high gear and you've still got the diffs on as well, and you don't have that annoying thing where it flashes up telling you to take the diffs off or it'll damage it and all sorts. Well, actually I was going to say going this way so far not been too bad. I'll probably regret those words, but as you're saying now, that's what I do. Driving wheels, whilst on ice, with enough RPM to make 60 kilometers an hour, not very helpful. Slow and steady, keeping it on the road is what you want. With that, yeah, the Taz manages to go flying like a maniac on the ice. Which again, for just shits and giggles wise, that's why I quite like messing around with the Taz if I'm on White Valley and go flying down the runway or something. But I rarely, if ever, use it as an actual serious vehicle. Well, we'll find out. 255 will also have heavy tyres, A&K, and all the rest of the tyres are lighter and medium. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that 255 thing. Heavy tyres are the only truck I like. The Taiga mods on is the A&K MK38 because I really like the A&K, but I can't use it because it tips so easily. Yeah, that's the thing. It used to be one of my favourite vehicles. When I first found it, it was, I don't know, kind of one of the first vehicles that felt like it could actually eat the terrain for breakfast over just limping through it. But yeah, they always find a way to nerf something, and the A&K definitely got it on the tippiness. The Dolphin got it with like the small fuel tank, and so on. They kind of do that with quite a few of them. Well, I'm probably not ramping off there. I mean, I could. Don't get them too healthy for me though. Gonna have to go for a little zigzag. Good thing is the Phoenix actually got quite a nice turning circle anyway, so... Turning circle wise it won't be an issue. It's if I start getting anywhere where I have to tip quite a bit, this trailer will be gone, because it's just an asshole of a trailer. In its nature to do shit like that. Carl Rifles kept an hour north of where I live. Thought it was kind of cool that he was up in my area once in a while. Is that Kyle Rittenhouse? Soft compound tyres for winter tyres equals plus SA equals plus traction. So it's random. I think it might have been last year or the year before. My uncle bought. See, told you the trailer would do it. I knew it. He bought winter tyres for his car, and then like a day later, his missus drove straight into the curb and fucked it. So yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about this trailer, is I think it does tip unrealistically easily. But it's one of them, you have to take it to get the, like in this case, the 6 slots. To be honest, it's not even going to be able to reach if I do it that way. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pack it if I don't. Like now though, it's not even difficult, it's just a pain in the arse. It's not helping I've gone tipping off here. In fact, let's just restore the thing, because I think that's helping. But yeah, part of this as well is because the crane limits are pretty shit. I might in the end just have to reattach the trailer, because otherwise I won't be able to pack anything and get it out of the way. But yeah, right now there's not really any, I don't know, it's not really like a fun rescue, it's just like, yep, I knew it was going to happen. The trailer just does not let you go anywhere. I'm not even sure if this trailer will, the crane will reach the trailer or not. If we can just get one on, that'll do. It can't even lift the crane though. Oh, it's not even giving me the option to pack the cargo because I'm on too much of a hill. And then you try and reverse the trailer and it goes mad. It just really doesn't go well for it. Well, there's not really a lot I can do. If it ain't going to give me the option to pack the trailer, then I'm kind of screwed. Well, I have to drive everything down to the bottom of the hill or something. Like, that's trying to lift the crane up and reel the thing in. It's, yeah, I can't lift the cargo any higher than that. It's going to let me pack it there. Definitely what she said, but it's not going to help at the minute. No, it's not going to even give me the option. That long, I might even go and get another vehicle and just bring another crane, because I can't even be arsed doing it the long, annoying way. I have to get somewhere flat enough ground. Oh yeah. Where are we? Derek Wallen, the Slow Wolf Yup Car Rittenhouse. Yeah, it was pretty nuts, like I say. It's beast. I think they came to the right decision on that one. He was even reading the other day where he's using the forward assist because his bolt didn't close fully. And I'm like a fucking absolute amateur at guns or anything, so I'm not trying to act like I know what I'm talking about. But I just so happened to watch a video not that long ago about the forward assist thing on an AR-15. And yeah, I remember someone saying, oh, the chances of ever needing to use it are like slim to none. And then apparently that's what yeah, you had to use to yeah, close the bolt fully and then pop that gun. Have I got those crane legs out, or are they just naturally sit like that? That might be them in. Well, I was going to bring the trailer down to the bottom and then load the trailer, but to be honest, I've got to get the trailer up this side. And chances of it just tipping on me again. But I could even just bring something with a step deck, because that's the thing, a step deck won't tip. Or not unless I'm tipping, like the ramp flatbed's just amazing. You need to download the 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 trailer pack, gives you a 7-slot step deck. Yeah, that sounds more like it. We definitely could squeeze a bit more cargo onto a lot of these trailers. But it's the weight is pretty off with the ramped flatbed. Also, yeah, the ramped flatbed. But it was as I was going around that corner, it just, the way the dolly axle, like the trailer's just permanently trying to lever itself over. So yeah, 3 more of them. Well, I probably could go and grab them actually, because I can stick to it on the sideboard and grab the other crane as well. It's not too bad actually. Are the anchors down? That's what I'll, do you know what, I'm just for the sakes of it, I'll restore the crane. Oh, they might, oh, I don't know where they're. So if I just get the crane out, oh, they must have been down then. Yeah, because they're definitely sitting more flush now. So that's not too bad then. But saying that though, they don't sit that wide then, fully extended. I thought that's what made me think they must be still tucked in, as they weren't sitting severely wide, but yeah. I keep getting lost on which way I'm facing or what's going on, so there's my life, that's where I want to go back, so yeah. Down there. I missed that comment, but I've seen like restrained use of the gun. Carl Rittenhouse again. Yeah, to be fair, his that video will probably be used as like a good example of what to do. To be honest, his trigger discipline, everything about that video, he was fucking on it for a 17-year-old kid. Yeah, he knew his fucking, again, all the like gun discipline and trigger discipline and all that. So let's say they were running at him saying, I'm gonna kill you, and one of them had a gun and shit, so that's what happens. And the fact that every single one he hit was like some kind of rapist or paedophile and all that. Yeah. Well, I'm certainly not gonna miss him. I don't think anyone else will. Someone else's gun, you're more longer unarmed. Yeah, exactly. Like I say, it was more bigger than the Rittenhouse thing. They were sort of trying to have America, it was like trying to get rid of self-defense. They were trying to say if you turn up with the gun, you're automatically not in self-defense, which is just stupid. That's like saying if you turn up with your fists, you couldn't possibly be punched first or something. It's just, yeah, like they were clutching at straws. Like he was innocent, so fucking his life up is yeah, not the right thing to do. And the people who got shot, it's like, yeah, don't run at somebody with a gun. Like, I've not been shot by somebody because I don't run at people with guns. It's a general rule of mine. It's been working pretty well. Red anchors on the crane. Oh, sorry, point. Yeah, I think I remember something about them being an awkward sod. Yeah, just pointing up in the air. I was going to say these ones actually just sit flush and backwards, which is better. Better for like not getting them caught on everything. I've never particularly paid attention, to be honest, to notice that they do that. KRS Bandit crane, Tetra crane, American Yellow crane, Blue Russian crane. Tetra crane. Oh, is that? Yeah, sorry, this one. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. This crane feels a little bit chunky and all the rest of it. It doesn't particularly shine compared to the American crane and the blue crane. The Bandit is definitely the clear winner, I would say. But yeah, overall, I would agree with your list. I'd probably still pick this over the yellow crane and blue crane. I'm Canadian and been bred not to like guns, but the only people I ever want armed are those who know how to use it and never want to use it. Yeah, exactly. And like I say, it's pretty obvious he wasn't there to go shooting people. He was like cleaning graffiti and all sorts of shit. But he's got a right to bear arms, so good for him. The right to shoot someone's arm off. Like I say, as someone I've been broken into, I am fully on the side of shoot the fucking, blow their brains out. Make up the whole of the crane like this. Should be over there. Later on a good old time. Back when he wants to. So, I heard him talking about him anymore. Why did I even steer into that rock? I could see it. I said to myself, don't drive at it. I just drove at it. I think current's kind of stopping the turning circle being as nice as it normally is. So what I didn't want to hit. That should be good now. Ozzy, I know how to, but when it comes down you getting fucked up or them, fuck them. Yeah, no, exactly, that's what, like, yeah, people want to, I don't know, ignore your rights, then you should be allowed to ignore theirs back. Seems, yeah, seems reasonable to me anyway. Like, I'd happily have those rules applied back at me, like, so I'm certainly not like a hypocrite about it. If I go and break into someone else's house or try and run at someone and steal their gun off them, I'd kind of accept if I got shot. It's just I was sort of, yeah, asking for it, I suppose. That's the right choice. Why? Because I'm white. Sure, it does get twisted in the media a lot these days. It's like a Christmas thing, wasn't it, where that guy ran him over? Like, they've kept that pretty silent in the media, which is sad, but the way things seem to be these days. It's all just a lot of it, like say, is the media. That's why you just gotta ignore it. They put their own spin on everything, so they sort of pick and choose which angle they want you to hear and not hear. 3,200. It's probably not too bad. It's a little on the cheap side, but I don't know. I'm glad I just did the like the money cheat and got 10 million, because if I just explored the entire map, I spent more on the trailer that I ended up abandoning halfway. So not big on the old payouts, but again, if you're turning this map on, like obviously you're doing mods as in the map is a mod, then yeah, I would just put the money cheat on and get that over and done with. Oh yeah, now I can pick up something, whatever it was from there, and take it back to there. So that works out pretty nicely. Mr. Lone Wolf, is this new update? Love watching you, been watching since day one. I appreciate it, dude. It's not, no, it's called Lake Coap. C-O-A-P I think it is, and it's a mod map, and it came out, just as a rough guess, like 8 odd weeks ago. It might have been more than 8 weeks ago, but just, it definitely wasn't like last week or in the last couple of weeks or anything. And yeah, so like tonight's the first night I've been on it, or properly anyway. I attempted it briefly. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. So it would have been pretty nice having a map like this as, say, a third map when we got Phase 5. And I'd say then the amount of content would have kept everyone going pretty nicely. They do move now as well. This thing feels pretty tippy then with these two on it. Gotta get a goddamn horse as well. I'm too old and sick to live that long in prison anyway, but I doubt I'd survive longer than 15. To be honest, like I said, if I had to go prison, I'd just want to be in solitary. That'd suit me pretty nicely. I don't know, do exercise all day, come out looking like Johnny Rockhard. America has great defensive laws. I don't know why so many of them are trying to take it away. Starting to wonder about the country. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other week. Like, you know, the whole situation with self-defense. Like, did you hear about that? It was on a train in Philadelphia, and some homeless guy basically was like raping a woman, but nobody stepped in. And then the media was kicking off. I mean, let's be honest, they were pretty much saying like, oh no, men stepped in. And then it was making me think though, it's like with the whole self-defense situation, like, it is what it is. I'm just, like, if a woman gets attacked or anything like that, men are expected to step in. So they never really have to do self-defense themselves, if you know what I mean. It's more down to like, it's us that are expected to step in and stuff, so I don't know, like, I think that might be part of the reason, like, self-defense isn't taken as necessary, if you know what I mean, because there's so many is like, they don't, have to do self-defense, they get us to step in on their behalf, so it's not something that they have to consider as much. I know it probably won't be a popular opinion, but it's my opinion. That's what I was thinking about the other day anyway, so it's stuff like that. It's sad as it is though, in that Philadelphia thing, it's like, obviously it's bad, but anyone who steps in, and no one had a gun there because it's a gun-free zone, whereas the guy doing the crime could have a gun. And yeah, just all sorts you could be done for, like, I don't know, if you ripped his jacket as you got him off, and just all sorts of shit. It's like, it's sad, but I don't blame people who didn't step in, to be honest, because you've got everything to lose and nothing to gain. But it's sad it's got that way. Like I said, I don't know why people are so keen on, like, getting rid of self-defence or whatever, or again, it's sort of, you hear it over here in England a bit, like when them people robbed me, if I had a gun or a knife ready to attack anyone that breaks in, I could have been done for it, and it's like, why? If they're breaking into my house, that's their problem as far as I'm concerned. That's how the law should be, like unequivocally on my side. But then for the most part, if they came in and I stabbed them, if I got their knife off them or I grabbed the knife out of the drawer and stabbed them, generally speaking, even if I killed them, like I'd be fine. I can't remember if I told you, but it must have been, trying to think, probably a couple of years before I got robbed. Someone tried to break in my brother Dave's house, and they tried to rob him. In the end, it ended up being a girl he met went round his house, and she seen that his kids had an iPod and whatever. Oh no, shit! I'm going the other way, aren't I? Yeah, and she basically said to some guys, "Oh, you want to go round his and rob him because he's got some all the kids have got either an iPod or a Nintendo DS or whatever." But yeah, when they robbed him. Or they tried putting the knife through the door, but he shut the door, so they kind of had their arm through the door and the knife. And Dave got the knife off them and stabbed one of them in the chest with it. And yeah, they went into a coma and everything for a while, which personally I find highly amusing. It's like, shame they didn't fucking die, but yeah, they well, yeah, they got stabbed in the chest and were in a coma for a while, so it's close enough. Might have learnt their lesson a little bit. But yeah, like, so fuck them. I don't go around robbing from anyone, so it's not something I worry about. As I've said before, like with the film The Purge, it wouldn't bother me if they did The Purge in England, because I can pretty much guarantee nobody is coming around my house for revenge or anything. Like, you could get the element of someone just going around aimlessly trying to kill people, but I could sit here quite comfortably knowing nobody is going to be like, right, when I get the chance to go around his house, I'm going to kill him. Whereas, yeah, see some people in this world, like lawyers, lawyers and the government. It's funny in the film, The Purge, all the government get a free pass. It's like, yeah, I wonder why. Or the media, let's be honest. I think there'd be prime pickings for a purge. That bullshit they say. But in the end, that's why, like, it's when you ignore them, they don't even, I don't know, just ignore the news and they can't even really do a lot. It's like they're just the news yapping on in the background, but just take what they say with a pinch of salt, if that. If I had to call sheriff, it would take over an hour. Why waste his time when I can handle it? No brain. I think yeah, self-defense. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree. Like I say, after I got robbed, I didn't even bother ringing the police because it's like I just can't be arsed. Just gonna sit there and take a fucking nondescript description, and then they won't do fuck all anyway. So I'm gonna waste my time. Got my mates around, and yeah, we're having a laugh about an hour later. So in the end, I don't know. For a bad night, it wasn't that bad. I know it sounds stupid, but it kind of wasn't. Quite a lot of funny. I'll have to put it on YouTube actually. I sort of found the picture on my old phone the other day of the where my mate swung the axe and stuck it in the wall instead of one of them people. Throws you how big this map is. Like, because I've been used to phase 5, I know that slab's gonna go. Yeah, I keep sort of driving along thinking, oh, I must have got that far by now, but it's yeah, you can tell this is definitely a bit of a bigger. I think I just seen there was that I can't stand thieves. If so, I agree. People who do any shit like that. Well, certainly, yeah, as far as like the laws go, I don't think any should be in their favour. Like, I can understand, well, not that I can understand, I've never had to do it myself, but someone who steals a loaf of bread from a shop because they're starving is one thing, but yeah, just general thieving bastards that just try and rob shit because they're too useless to get anything on their own. They deserve everything they get. Well, they deserve more than that. They usually get a full slap on the wrist and release. Godfrey Burger, Sheriff said, I thought you said you shot him. I thought you said no one available. Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, if someone's coming to risk your life, then yeah, risk theirs. Fucking. Mr. Lone Wolf, I agree, the government over there is kind of crazy as well. Yeah, exactly, it is over here. Although I will say, it is definitely nuts. I ain't defending them one bit, but I imagine living in London or something, like, you couldn't pay me to live in London or anything like that, whereas where I live just in the middle of England in the countryside, it's nothing like how it probably comes across to the rest of the world in the news. Like, we don't have fucking lunatics running around, there's not knife crime and that where I live, or if someone was walking around with a knife, it'd be because they're off camping or something. No one would give a shit. There's people with guns. I've got a gun club not too far away. Yeah, you hear all those, like, what those numpties called that was sitting in the middle of the road, something to do with global warming or some bollocks, but they were blocking the roads. It's like, that's all kind of London way and that. You just don't get any of that, like, all the, yeah, hysteria and climate change and political correctness. You just don't really get it where I live or anything, so it's sort of quite old school. It feels like how London probably felt 20, 30 years ago. That's one thing I liked about the Isle of Man when I went there as well. That felt really just, yeah, like old school. We'll even get animations on this one. JMac, it shows exactly how to do it in the description of the mod. £5 as well, that's not too bad for, I only had to grab those things from where I already was. JMac, okay, thanks David, no problem. Rubber by choice, today 3 of my neighbours were just shooting. Around here we shoot. Exactly, again, if in England the biggest thing is there's not many places to just go shooting. Obviously there's like gun clubs and that, but I don't know, I have a natural hostility towards health and safety. It's not that I have a problem with it, it's just I have a problem with it when I'm supposed to. Like, I don't want to go somewhere with a gun and have to wear a high-vis vest. It's like, what if Russia invades? What if China invades? I don't want to be wearing a high-vis vest. Just let me wear camouflage and go shooting. But yeah, it's just one of them. If I had like a vast 1,000 acres of just nothingness behind my house where I could go shooting, then I probably would end up buying a gun or something, but I've just never needed one. It's not something that I've really ever bothered getting around to. And like I said, worst case, I assume I can still rent a gun at the gun club near me. But as I said, I think I said anyway, a few years ago, someone rented a shotgun from there and blew their head off, so I don't know. They might have upped the prices a bit. I think he might have priced everyone out when he shot his own head off. Pretty selfish, really. Well, most of these missions are locked, so I haven't really got a lot of choice. I'll probably do one more mission and I might call it a day, because I've not got a headache, but I can feel my head getting a bit squeezed by the headset. So it's starting. What other missions have we got? There ain't many, is there? Deliver to the bridge, which one? Yeah, that one's not too bad. 12.5 grand. Off-road truck is recommended. You've got them professional. Where's the bridge? Oh, is it? that not the bridge I drove over that was making me stuck? God knows. Got a service spare parts I can get from there, so that's easy. Wooden planks are there, in it, yeah. So that's pretty easy. And then the other thing was, oh, long logs. Crap. Well, it's still doable. I'll just see what this one is. Oh, well, I mean, I could do that, but I'm pretty near anyway. Just refuel it. I can't remember how much I've got. I'll tell you what, we'll go and check that one out quickly. I might do the logging one afterwards, but we need to see. Can you go to mods? I can, but I'm about out of memory, so I don't think I'll be able to turn any more on anyway at the minute. I think this map, and I turned the Roadrunner on as well. I think that took quite a bit up. Helmy, good morning, Lone Wolf. I appreciate it, dude. How's it going? Rebel by choice. Dubai has arrived. What's that? Oh, we're going up here. How much fuel have I got in this? Did I put a roof rack on it and I didn't? We might have enough with a loaf as well, we'll see. I forgot to, I should have put a roof rack on the iceberg. I live in Smoky Mountains, TN. Is that Tennessee? I don't know for sure, just having a guess. We're old school here also, yeah, no, it sounds pretty good either way. I definitely ain't made for like the city life. I like the countryside. Ooh, probably not if I drain it. Oh no. That's the one. I'm professional. Right back. Well, that one's easy. So, what's that got on it then? Medium logs, is it? Again, its ability to choose the vehicle you didn't want to choose is amazing. Oh yeah, I just drained it again, didn't I? That's how long it takes me to remember or forget. I'm pretty sure they are medium logs. Damn, I should have grabbed some of these missions on the way round, really. Oh, we've got a loaf there. It's not too far away. When the hell did I leave a loaf there? Oh, hang on, I've got a club here as well. I don't even remember abandoning them there. So there's already a truck there as well. International Paystar. That probably wouldn't have a massive amount of confidence in that making it over to there though. Kind of need that bridge built really. It would help. go and investigate. Is that the right road? Yeah. What's the river like to cross? I hate it when it does that with the camper. Does it near the telegraph poles as well? Obviously, sort of country, pros and cons, but definitely very armed. Sounds pretty good compromise though, if there's going to be one. David, I know, right? I think that'd be awesome. Sorry, I might have missed a few there. Try and find a way to jump down the old mountain. Playing a map of where I actually live on the SnowRunner would be pretty epic. That would be pretty cool. So I wonder if, I'm not sure if I doubt Grand Theft Auto 6 would make it, but you think it's kind of heading that one day one of the Grand Theft Autos will end up being a like-for-like map of America, pretty much. Well, they might start first, like, with each state, maybe, but they might never do it, but I don't know, it's kind of there to be done. If they made an actual Grand Theft Auto game that was like an actual map of the United States, I've got a feeling that'd sell pretty goddamn well. Is there a ski jump mod map? Not as far as I know. You can kind of invent some ski jumps. Depends on your definition of ski jumps. Be aware that most of the cargo needs to be crafted. Oh, does it? Only a limited supply of ready-made available. Oh, cheers, man. On the smell, but yeah, to be honest, I was going to say I'm not going to be going too much longer because my head is starting to feel this squeeze a bit. I know why headsets clamp onto your head, but I don't know. Sometimes they do. They're a bit keen on it. That's why I don't normally wear the Bluetooth headset. I've got the Turtle Beach things. They're good. Great for Call of Duty. You can hear a mouse fart from half a mile away. But yeah, they do squeeze your head after a while. Oh no, they're gone. Oh, God damn it. If they made GTA with driving like Forza Horizon and not Disney, it would sell like hotcakes. Yeah, true. I've not played Forza Horizon, but I've played. Oh no, I don't know actually. I might have played it, but no, if I've never owned it, definitely. I was just going to say I might have physically played it, but yeah, I don't mind the driving on Grand Theft Auto, but I know what you mean. It's not. I don't know. It's just driving, if you know what I mean. They just it works, so it's there. But yeah, there's no specific like passion for the driving or anything on there. But you think one day that's the sort of place they're going to have to take it? planks and short logs. So I've got 2 planks, so we'll do this mission, yeah, sod it, and then I'll probably make this the last one. Yeah, well, I've just got to fly past, get wooden planks. I think I have to get a platform thing as well, don't I, for the short logs. It'd be nice if we had a medium trailer. Could handle short logs. Is this the garage? Yeah. Take another vehicle anyway, I suppose, because I need the short logs. I'll send them through the garage and freshened up. Oh, I need parts behind it. I'm professional if ever I've seen one. Not gonna lie. It'd be a pretty good vehicle to use if it can have the short log thing. Oh yes, oh and medium, that's pretty cool. See, the modders have definitely got the edge and then some. Left Coast programmers realising there actually is something between Chicago and Las Vegas. Seth Vandetti. Oi oi, how's it going? How's it going, dude? Good old oi oi. Oh, I always try to carry my loaf. That's true. I generally, yeah, like I'll try and stick him on the roof or something. In fact, this is the perfect vehicle for sticking him on the roof, which is what I'll be doing. OP custom mod, sod it. Let's go for it. I'll pull a trailer just for it. That's true. I've done the same as well. In fact, I could now. I'm just going to stick him on the roof. But yeah, I get it. I've done the same. It's important for the old loaf. Jacob's hat. It's now more than a year and a half that St. Floyd hasn't been doing drugs. It's true. Oh shit, I'm tipping, that's one. Yeah, I must admit, one thing I found pretty crazy about that was the first coroner said he overdosed, and then the second one said it was like strangulation. But with Jeffrey Epstein, the first coroner said he couldn't possibly have strangled himself because various bones got broken, and then the second coroner said, oh no, he definitely strangled himself. And in both cases, Epstein and that George Floyd, it was the same coroner that got wheeled in and then said, oh, it was this. Which is pretty unlikely. I was thinking the other day, to be honest, if I had to commit suicide, not that I wouldn't, it was just I had to think about this, like, I need some kind of signature move suicide. Because, I don't know. I do occasionally like to flirt with Hillary Clinton's ability to make people vanish, so I just thought I might need a signature move suicide. So if I'm just found dead, it definitely wasn't me. So I was trying to figure out how to chop myself into 4 pieces and stick myself in each corner of the room, but I can't do that now because I've given it away. I have to plan something else. But yeah, if I'm found dead, like, if I was ever found dead, I wouldn't want people to think, why did he do it? I'd want people to spend the next 20 years thinking, how the fuck did he do it? So, if I'm just found dead, it wasn't me. It's the one. It's because I've added pack trucks and trailers. I keep just looking for pack trucks. Well, he's on. He's got damn professional. So we've got that. So that's small logs. Oh, I didn't activate the mission. For some reason I have a chronic ability not to activate the mission anymore. Was it this one? Short logs and planks, yeah. Oh, this one's going to be the lead vehicle this time. Jaden Lebezo, how's it going? TN, apparently YouTube doesn't notify all video. No, YouTube's like, especially despite the fact that I'm very, very careful not to swear or anything, YouTube seems to, yeah, bury me a little bit. It's all part of the fun and games, like flirting with them. Well, I suppose I'm going to go around this way again. I didn't really get a chance to do the bottom half of the map. Depending though, if they've not brought the phase, whatever it's called, 6 out by next week, there's a possibility. I'm not going to, don't like guarantee it because I don't know. My plans are usually malleable, so they change a little bit here and there. But yeah, I could always go back on this map again next week. If there's, like, obviously not released phase 6. If they have, then I'll definitely be on that. Where are we going? To the wood. Oh, it is there. I wonder if I can just drive straight across there, because I'm lazy. That's what Jesus would do. That's what I'm just going to blame everything on. What would Jesus do? I was nearly going to do it again. Just cut right through the middle of everything, but I'll resist. Right, that route will do us. It's quite a nice little drive actually for the last mission. Just imagine if Hillary Clinton became president, this country would have definitely gone in the shitter. There's still a chance she could, because aren't they talking about Kamala Harris, like, getting rid of her? And if they suggested that Hillary Clinton replaced Kamala Harris, I doubt many, if any, people on the left would have an objection to that. And then if Biden either became ill or died, then yeah, that'd be like Hillary's quickest way into being a president. Which, obviously, I'm not saying they're going to do that. That's like the future, which sadly I can't predict. But it wouldn't amaze me if they tried something like that. Is phase 6 coming next week? I don't believe it's next week. I've heard a few people said the 9th of December, so yeah, you're probably talking nearer 2 weeks. But again, I can't say that's 100% confirmed. It's just, I agree though, I've got a feeling it was around then anyway, so, because I think they're going to be submitting it pretty soon, but then it takes like a week or 2 to get, what is it, console approval or whatever the hell they call it. David, it hasn't already. World War 3 would have happened by now. Could already be happening though. Got like information and stuff nowadays that you can wage a war without necessarily like without a gun and stuff. But I know what you mean. Again, it's like, well, I don't know. Wars happen all throughout history, so it wouldn't amaze me if World War III is probably going to happen one day. Probably not going to be with nukes in the end though, because nukes just mad, like mutually assured destruction. So. But yeah, you can get a lot done with propaganda and all that sort of stuff. Because as well, when you think when it comes to stuff like democracy, it's in a way like it's sort of mob rule. It's like if you've got two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner, the sheep's going to be for dinner every time. So you've only really got to convince like 51% of a population to go along with something, and then it doesn't really matter what the rest are up to anyway. I can recognise the sound of lighters flick from the sound of controllers slamming. That is true. It was probably oh, it's definitely a lighter flicking. It's funny as well because I don't normally smoke actual cigarettes anymore, so like just have rolling backy. But when my mum popped round the other week, she gave me one of her cigarettes, and obviously they used to stay lit back in the day, but now they go out by themselves, I think, because like obviously people are falling asleep with them and then burning their houses down. But yeah, the amount of times I had to relight it, I just, yeah, I light it, have like a drag or two, and then I forget about it again when it goes out. So I can just see be delayed. Rebel, James Hobbs hat, sorry. Liberty is well-armed sheep contesting the vote. It's better than a non-armed sheep. Say that much. But yeah, like you say, it's all just getting a bit mad nowadays, because they've already made all the rules. Like, we all have rules in society to live by. What I think they should aim for, like governments in general, I'm not talking about left-wing, right-wing, just in general, is, you know, once all the rules are in place and you've got like a society running, they should be offered to be paid more to just, you know, sit back and not fiddle with everything. Because in a way, like you say, they can sort of try and justify their own existence, but the only way they can do that is by keep fiddling with everything and keep making more laws and blah blah blah. Like, I'd honestly rather just say, is it Boris Johnson over here, just say if you can get the country and the laws and everything to a point where you don't have to fuck around with them every day, we'll increase your salary tenfold, we'll give you 5 million a year just to sit there and do fuck all, because you're honestly cheaper if you were just sitting there doing fuck all. And I don't care if they all live in big fancy mansions and all the rest of it, like, yeah, it's one of them. If I don't know, if I had the money to go and get my own, great, but I don't need it like they do. I don't think any of us need it like they do. So I don't even give a shit if they're in gated communities and mansions and all the rest of it. It just, I'd happily pay the government to just stop fiddling with everything. It'd be the best way of putting it. Like, just accept that we have enough rules and laws and all the rest of it, and just chill. Cash your fat bank accounts and chill. It'd be pretty easy, I reckon. Easy as fuck to run the country. So all you do is delegate everything anyway. It's not like I'd have to become the transport minister just to have plans for traffic. And then yeah, just sit there and do nothing. Because we already live in countries that are like well built and all the rest of it. Yes, 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 a politician that does fuck all is much preferred to a moral busybody on a mission. Yeah, no, that's the thing, but you know what I mean? As in, like, they almost try and justify their existence, so they have to keep doing things to look like they're doing things, but it's like, just chill. I'd happily have a government that literally did zero for the next 8 years. You just elect them and that's it. They go home, make cups of tea, and then in 8 years, put someone else in. Like, that'd suit a lot of countries quite well at the minute, I reckon. Just literally nothing. Like, be in the background. Make sure the roads are built. Make sure bins are emptied, and that's about it. Just leave everything alone. Democracy is 2 wolves, yeah, and a sheep discussing. I do fucking say some random shit when I'm trying to read stuff out loud. Discussing dinner options, yeah, exactly. A republic is a well-armed sheep disputing the results. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but it is still a like a democratic republic, though, really, isn't it? But you still got, like, if you're about America, at least it's yeah, again, definitely like a constitutional republic. It's a start. It's definitely better than not being one, I'd say that. What was it? It needs to get wood rearranged. Oh yeah, with a phoenix. Can I cut across there? Yes, I can. Yes, they invent problems to claim they have to solve them. Yeah, exactly. That's like... It's the same with not just climate change, but I think, wasn't it in the 60s or 70s there was like the oil crisis, then in the 70s it was like an ice age, and then in kind of the 80s and 90s it was the ozone layer, and then now it's global warming. And it's like, if you go and look at the predicted models of where the temperature of the world was going to be like 100 years ago, yeah, it's exactly where it was going to be. there's nothing, they're just freaking everybody out so they can charge more. So like I say, overall I've got no problem with like wind energy and all that shit. I'd agree it's better than burning coal and all the rest of it. But they're kind of selling it to us like they're averting a disaster, so we'll have to pay more for it. But yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion it's cheaper to stick a windmill in a field than it is to drill oil in the middle of the ocean and then turn it into petrol and etc. So our energy bills should be going down really, but they are mysteriously going up. But from their point of view, it's just, sadly, it's like good business. When people say it's a conspiracy theory and all that, it's like, it's not really. It's not a conspiracy theory for Apple to sell Apple iPhones at a high price because they have a certain brand. It's just what you do. It's easier for them to step forward, take right with reason, and step back and step wrong. Good example, income tax. Yeah, that's like it. They shift it sort of over time anyway. That's the thing, like, when you hear left-wing and right-wing government, I don't even agree with, like, well, they say, for example, Hitler was extreme right-wing, and I don't agree with that, because he was a National Socialist. That's what Nazi, National Socialist, like, a socialist is left-wing, so Hitler, by every definition, is left-wing, other than they just say he was right-wing. But I'd consider right-wing, like, if you had a spectrum, right-wing is kind of a vacuum of government, so I'd consider, like, the Wild West to have inherently been right-wing because it was just as in, not right-wing, but right-leaning, and then the left is kind of the government in absolutely everything, so like communism and socialism. So in general, governments are never going to be pro-right, because then they'd have to erase their own existence. So they're always going to lean left, as in like they want more government control. But that's what I mean with right-wing and left-wing, the way it's spelled out. Like, say if Trump enacted a law, to me that's inherently left-wing. It doesn't mean it's a bad law, and again, if it was on Biden's side and he removed a law, that's inherently right-wing to me. Or if it was on the spectrum anyway, of like going over to right and left. Like, far left is like government in everything. Far right I would consider to be like the lack of anything. So yeah, the Wild West was just like what they call sort of frontier justice. There wasn't really, the government hadn't reached that far yet, or the law to a degree. There was obviously like times where the law had caught up to that point. But yeah, that's just me. As far as like modern politics, where they say right and left wing, like, I'd fall to the right, but I don't know. The government's there's certain things that are handy there in the background. Like I said, collecting taxes to build roads, it's better than us all building a little patch of road outside our own piece of land, because it'd just be some higgledy mesh of little patches of road. But yeah, for the most part, like, they shouldn't have much power, the government. But they're never going to be pro removing their own power, are they? Because they all get rich as fuck off being powerful, so I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. I may as well nip down there now. Got them logs. Stalin, you called Hitler right wing. Oh, was it? Well, there you go, because I'd consider both of them, even in today's age, say if you have like what they call neo-Nazis or whatever, I'd consider them left wing. Like, if they want absolute authority, like authoritarian control, and they want to be in everything, I'd just consider that inherently left wing. They might have their own versions of what they want once they're in a position of authority, but the actual concept of it, to me, is like textbook sort of left. But like I said, overall it's just, I think it's used to kind of antagonise and split people. It's the old saying, divide and conquer, so you can divide people on everything, like race, gender, age, sexuality, all kinds of shit. So I think they play on it a lot, and yeah, I just generally found just ignore them. It's like, you just don't hear them. And then life's pretty peaceful. I have my own interests, like I do like to keep an eye on what's going on and all the rest of it, but someone said a little while ago to me, oh, I must watch a lot of news, and I honestly don't. What I sort of go and look at is the raw data. So I kind of go and look at what the news would look at, but then they'll put their own spin on it. Whereas I have no... It's like, even if you're talking about Trump or otherwise, I have no gain to selling him, dissing him. With Biden, I have no gain to selling him, dissing him, or otherwise. I literally don't give a shit about any of them, but it's, if they do something good or bad, I can make that sort of distinction. Oh, I didn't even end up going around there. I might go around that way, though, actually. Oh, no, fuck it, I might go back. Yeah, I just... sort of generally, it's better to just ignore them as best you can. It's definitely like, this map's sort of easy to drive around a bit, but then they've definitely got the last little bits like the watchtowers with the same kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere like this. I've just seen, yeah, facts over feelings. No, I agree with that, because feelings are subjective. Whereas facts are objective, so it just makes it kind of fair, really. I was thinking this the other day, is technically, is anything offensive? Because it wouldn't be to a robot, or it wouldn't be to someone who didn't understand the joke. So is it even offensive? Plus, I've not even heard this quote, I've thought of it myself, but a world without offensive jokes will become an offensive world. Because it's more offensive not to be offensive than being offensive. Plus, it's good when someone offends you, lets you know you're alive. If someone just came in the comments now and told me to go fuck myself, it's like, good for them. Like, yeah, there you go, I'm alive, how great. I say as well, never take life too seriously, because you'll never get out alive. If you get the shot, you can still get it. Spread it, what the fuck. I might have missed half the conversation on that one. I would not be sure. Oh, sorry, I would not be surprised if the average age of SnowRunner's viewer was older than he is. Yeah, I believe so, based on... I've not actually looked in a little while, but... based on, like, the age things that... what's it called? YouTube Studio or something. Yeah, I believe... the majority of people, at first, for quite a while, there was 0% that was 17 and under. I think now there's like 1 or 2%. But yeah, I think the vast majority of people are more my age and above. 46 in March. If I live so long, next jab will be January. That's true. Well, I hope for your sake, dude, you make it. J-Mac, I'm 83. Are you really? It's funny, like, again, I think we had this conversation before, but trying to guess everyone's age. Obviously, I wouldn't have a clue. Me and you made it a high average. Like I said, overall, I think it was more like probably 50s. It's probably nearer the average. Which again, like the people I sort of naturally hung out with, like, yeah, my best mates, like, one of them is, I don't know, he's got to be a good mid-50s, probably getting on for 60 now. Short, I thought it said short legs. I was delivering a midget there. Helmy is the oldest than me as far. Helmy is older than me as far as I can remember. J-Mac long no. Oh, is that you're not 83? So I tell I'm gonna have to cough. I will mute the mic, but someone said it makes a mad noise. Back. Can't lose my voice. Oh no, it's back. It's good. What? Do I not get to deliver my wood? It's a damn outrage. Wait a sec. Oh, it's in this box behind me. Definitely sounds like something she'd say. That's what she said. That good. Someone had to. Jaden Lebezu, my PFP shows off the TV older than me. I do miss the old TVs in a way. I admit the giant fat back on them was a little bit inconvenient. Again though, one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life was that purple ball of electricity that came out the top of a TV. That's the only way I can describe it. Mine hasn't gone that bad. I don't think my mind was ever the healthiest to begin with. 2,400. Bit of a light pay mission, that one. David Kaiser, damn you people are old. We're all knocking on like that. I'm 33 now. 33, shouldn't I? Should be invited to like the Illuminati fan club or something now. Or like the 33rd degree Mason. Well, I'm gonna have to drive back to the garage because that's just the way it is. Take a goddamn professional with me as well. And then yeah, I'll call it a day. Question: how do you call an anti-millennial car theft device? Stick shift. It's sad how like I really like manuals, and I have to say though, when I had my M5, it was I've driven at the odd auto rarely, but yeah, it had what was called an automated manual, so it behaved like an auto as far as I was concerned. Just had to push a stick up and down all the flappy paddles. But it was behaved like a manual, as in it had a clutch, not a torque converter or whatever it is. Yeah, it was quite nice and convenient on that, I'm not going to lie. I'm sure a lot of these new vehicles... a typical auto doesn't interest me, but just stuff you get on the newer car, even if it's the new BMWs and Mercs and all that sort of stuff. They do seem pretty efficiently rapid gear changes and all the rest of it, and that seems to be where they're squeezing down like the 0 to 60 times. But I'm not going to lie, even a brand new Bugatti Veyron whatever, I'd much rather have a manual gearbox. And I looked at getting a manual gearbox in the M5. Funnily enough, in America, you guys actually have a 6-speed manual, I think it is, version of the M5. It was only in North America, or it might have been North America and Canada. But over here, we only had the SMG Tiptronic, or whatever it was called. And yeah, I looked into it, and it was like, I couldn't find any over here. I even looked at getting a gearbox swap, but it was, yeah, just not financially logical or anything. Rebel by choice, yeah, isn't it your birthday? No, it's the, what are we on, the 28th? It was the other day, which I chilled out. It's pretty good night, didn't really do a hell of a lot, which was nice, because I've been pretty busy this week, so it's nice just to have a little day, just be like, chilling. And yeah, well, I say 33, I'm just going to try and pretend that I'm 18 again. Not for any reasons other than I just want to see if my body, if I can convince it to grow like an 18-year-old arm back instead of a 33-year-old one, because that just seems cruel to me. Plus people are changing agendas and all sorts, so surely I can just invent my own age. In fact, can't I just say I'm 66 and retire? I'll have to look into that. Well, it's just a drive back, but I can't resist. A stick shift car I drove and an old race car. They're very sensitive. The race car sounds good. J-Mac, happy belated birthday. Cheers, man, I appreciate it. I just hit that like button for you, that's all I can give. It's all good, man, don't worry about that. No, I appreciate it. Like I say, it's, to be honest, I was awake, obviously, because I'm up at night. So I knew when it was turned into my birthday, but then I went to bed and woke up. And it was still the same day. So, and then I forgot for a little while. Again, funnily enough, it was that dude that I mentioned earlier, Derek Llewellyn. It was him who messaged me on YouTube, and he remembered. And when I read his message, I was like, oh yeah, shit, it is my birthday. So yeah, that guy remembered better than me. I don't even know how, but he did. Goddamn professional. But yeah, I was it 2 or 3 years ago, I completely forgot my birthday. Like, I didn't even remember that it happened. I had texts on my phone. I just, between not going to sleep very well and then going to sleep late, by the time I got up, it had already been and gone. Yeah. Learned how to drive a manual when I was 14. First thing I drove was a 3-in-1 tractor. All I've learnt is a manual, but obviously I'm allowed on my licence to drive an auto because it's just easier. But I've drove autos, but I've never actually been shown how to use an auto. But again, I know how, but I'm surprised they didn't just make me do it or something. Sorry, I've seen one of them saying happy birthday there. Again, I appreciate it. 2010 Suzuki Swift. Is that quite cool, the little manual in it? It's got the right engine. I've seen Derek Llewellyn flying past. I didn't see what it said though. The race car I drove was a 67 Mustang. Yeah, that's nice. Rent a racer with a clutch that was pretty much an off switch. That was it, dumped the gear back in. Either way, that's pretty cool. I'd love to drive a 67 Mustang. I know what clutch knee is. It's true too. There was one handy thing though, when I fucked my knee up. It's my left knee, and thankfully with the M5, because I just had a brake pedal and an accelerator pedal, so I could still drive the car just fine. I didn't have to, because my leg was stuck. Like I said, it originally getting on for a 90-degree angle. By the end, it was probably, I don't know, 45 odd degree. And yeah, I would have been stuck if I had an actual manual car, or it definitely wouldn't have helped anyway. But the old flappy paddles made it pretty easy. A giant rock. Not happy about it. Release the load. See what I mean with the loaf? It just, well, I don't know what else to say. Just a goddamn professional. I mean, you all just witnessed him throw the truck back to its wheels like a Russian log thrower. SnowRunner needs a Suzuki Samurai. Those things upgraded are awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what you mean. Jaden the Buzzy, David, they're the best to learn on. You work. That's smooth. You can work any. Ooh. He says he hits a tree. Jaden Coap's hat first car again. Do you know what? For a second, I'll just look where I'm actually going. First car I drove was my father's '88 Buick Sabre. Oh, a boat with a 3.8 litre. Oh, do you just mean like, was it a car, but you just mean a boat? A Buick Sabre, I quite like them. I actually know what they are. As far as, if I was like Jay Leno levels of rich, and I'd have a ridiculous car collection, I'd probably have a Buick Sabre. For, I don't even know if they're good or not, or if they're considered good in America or anything. It's just, for whatever reason, I remember the name, I know the car, and yeah, it just reminds me of my childhood for some reason. Probably because of films and stuff. It must have been in some film that I liked. Jane, I graduated '82. Tell me, Jane, first car I had was 2 cylinders, 560cc. It's a bit of a tiny one, that one. Oh, it actually looks like this way, it's too bad to go. Suzuki Swift is no such thing. I know what you mean with like the, you know, if they made like a, I don't know, even like a 1.8 turbo or a 2 litre turbo with a little 4 or 5 speed manual, I reckon you could make a Suzuki Swift a lot of fun. The right one, but yeah, I know what you mean. The modern ones, they'll get you from A to B, they do their job, but then I remember, I don't know if you would in America, if you had it like the Nissan Polestar or whatever, and all the old like Renault GT5 Turbo and all the little hatchbacks, the Metro 6R4. It's kind of like Group B rally cars really. A lot like the road versions of them, the 285 GTI. First car I had, not bad, was an '82 Accord. Still not bad. I had, what was it, a 90 something. What was it, an R-Reg? Might have been a 98 Ford Escort. It was the Buick Cutlass. Oh yeah, do you know what, I've heard of them as well. I think I like them, if I'm thinking of the right one. Land Battleship. I don't mind that it's a big fat, but I'll admit though, I wouldn't want to drive one as like a daily driver over here, because especially that I live out in like the villages kind of thing. It's, yeah, I wouldn't really, it'd be a pain driving a big fat American car around. I reckon something like an old Mustang though would probably, yeah, I reckon they'd fit quite nicely. If you had like an old Cadillac or something, I think that, again, it'd be cool, but I wouldn't want to drive it around all the little villages and twisty roads and everything. Oh, I appear to have missed some checkpoints. Still going that way. Yeah, I'll have to call it a day because the headset is squeezing my head. Tiny subcompact hatchback. Oh, sorry, I'm just missing that. Given someone else whilst another in shop. I had to earn the stick. I nearly got my mum and stepdad offered me a Vauxhall Nova. It was in good condition. To be honest, the thing that put me off with it is the crash rating on it. It was pretty terrible, and it was like, obviously not planning on crashing, but just passed. I don't really want to drive around in like a little death machine. Saw Nissan and the Datsun brand in North America from the 70s. But no, it was random, but there was a pub over the road from where we used to live, and there was a guy, he had a, was it a Nissan Cherry or something? But it was absolutely immaculate. It was like, must have been 25 odd years old even back then. I think it was a Nissan Cherry. Whatever it was some Nissan, and it was like, yeah, it was like in a time capsule, even though we drove it to the pub, and then probably drove it home after some beers. He definitely qualified, because there wasn't a mark on that thing. I'm looking for a C5, oh sorry, was it an 05 to 09 Mustang? See Ectra. Did you say Vectra? As in Voxel Vectra. I've had a Voxel Vectra. The accelerator cable broke on it and then the fuel started leaking and filled the tank up. Did not like that car. 1985 315 LV8 New Yorker. Boat engine powerful. Brakes too weak. There's a funny video on YouTube of someone jumping in an old car. Could have been something like that Buick LeSabre thing or whatever. I don't know, it's just pretty funny. It's obviously like, they've put it on YouTube, but they must have filmed it on like a proper old camera, just doing a jump over the brow of a hill, and then they land it on the other side, but there's all loads of trees on the other side, so if he'd landed squirreling a bit. Again though, I can't remember if I told you, me and Ad, well more Ad, he was driving, did a jump over a humpback bridge in the Beamer 525, and it was the nicest jump I've ever been in. He landed it like absolutely perfectly, and it could have so easily gone wrong, and there was absolutely no reason to do it. There was no gain, no benefit, but it just went right. I'm not gonna lie, it did feel pretty good to be there in the passenger seat and enjoy it. Well, yeah, overall, I have to say I quite like this map. We'll, should we take that one? As well, where has it gone? The Coap. I don't know how well. I think this worked pretty well. I don't know about this back thing. I assume you can load cargo on it, but I was assuming I'd be able to adjust it so I could like pick various vehicles up off the floor, but it seems to just lift up and down. I'm not sure if that has anything specific in mind, but as far as it's definitely near enough impossible to roll, which is what the normal club feels like, so that's pretty good. I quite like that it's just extended as well along the back. The tank wheel things seem pretty good, so overall I'd say it's not a bad mod. I've seen it was rated, I think it was about 93% as well in the mods, so yeah, that means from everyone that's used it, it's got to be pretty glitch free to get that kind of high score. I can never remember which way the map is rotated. That way. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. The map, overall, I quite like it. I could definitely do more missions on this. I'd need to unlock a few more, because we've got 2 missions and all the rest are unlocked, which I assume, because these are contracts, they're going to be locked via, like, I'll have to do them in order. I assume, though, there was quite a few tasks sitting around. What have they got on? Yeah, task giver. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was 21, but I think some of them, like you can see there, are doubled. So there's got to be, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 missions to do, and then contracts. There's, yeah, probably like another 10 or 12. So there's definitely plenty to do on it. Like I said, if the game's still not out next week, I may well come back onto this map. So I can just see big look at the 970s models. Jane, that was too tough, 20 hours. Sorry, I just started to read the comment above that and I missed it. Great stream, thanks. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, cheers for all popping in again. Like I said, it's still been a bit of a quiet time with SnowRunner. I'm still waiting to get back to normal, but I've been getting a lot of stuff done outside of SnowRunner in my life, which is pretty good. Also tried to get into some slightly better habits with the sleep and that. It's going kind of well, so we're getting there. But yeah, again, I'm just trying to get loads of other stuff sorted that's faffing around. But yeah, should be, again, when they release the game, we'll be back to normal. That's what I'm waiting for. Aussie Man did WPG to, oh, is that Winnipeg to, I'm not sure what Cal gives though. In 15 hours in my 05 Jimny. Spent about 4 tanks of fuel and a lot of oil. The Jimny, I think, is it a Jimny that, it was what Dave jumped in the Isle of Man and bananaed it. I think it might have been a Jimny. Is it a Suzuki Jimny? It's supposed to take 18, not including stopping. It was a pretty nice time. I like making nice time. I know that. Nearly missed a boat once going over to the Isle of Man because of there was a crash on the motorway, and it was when me and Ad had bought the E39 44 V8 thing. And yeah, to be honest, after we got past the crash site, the rest of the motorway for the next 100 miles was just completely dead because nobody had gone at that point, and we were like pretty much the first to be released onto the road. So, not gonna lie, we just got to hit it at like 140, 150 for about 100 miles, basically just like the autobahn on private roads, of course. But yeah, and then we got there. We got there as well. They were literally pulling the gates shut, and we got there, and then they hadn't shut them, so they just let us squeeze through. But like literally 30 seconds later, and we would have missed the boat. So it was a good job if we didn't have a car that could sit at 100 and, oh, you know, 99. 1 mile an hour lower than the speed limit, of course. I was talking about, we were in Germany at the time. Glad to see the Lake Coap. Really love this map. So much to do. Yeah, no, I like it as well. Like I say, cheers for suggesting it, and it's yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone. It's been pretty cool, to be honest. I've had a pretty good time with the mod maps when I've eventually got to them. That other canyon map I did was quite nice as well. Is that Calgary, how you pronounce it? I think I've heard of that. I'm not. Is it Calgary or Calgary or? I'd go with Calgary, but I could be wrong. Tell me, Jane, if me, I would sleep for 20 days. Either way, that sounds like a good plan. Aussie man, small SUV 4x4. Yeah, I think it is the. I'm sure it was a Suzuki Jimny that Dave bananaed. It was something like that anyway. Was it the Jimny? I'll have to ask my brother Ad, because it was his car, or 4x4, whatever it was. It was just once Dave turned up, he bananaed it. Which is what he tends to do. Well, I won't say it tonight, but there's a Dave level event this week that I'll get into at some point. Yeah, like I say, I'll leave it there because I already need to go and drain the main vein again. Like I said, I've had too many coffees today. But yeah, I appreciate you all popping in, and as I said, I will get back to normal as and when they finally release the new game, and until then I'll find something to mess around with. I've still got a few plans to do the review and that for the Roadrunner. I just, yeah, have literally been flat out busy this week. 85 promising school, 20 years, we'll have, oh sorry, it's jumping up there. Excluding Michigan, what's the most chill and peaceful map? Wisconsin, I reckon, was pretty cool, to be honest. Thanks for the great stream, see you next week. David Kaiser, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, cheers for popping in. Justin Lynch, see you, Wolf. I'll see you later, dude. Cheers for popping in as well. Rebel by choice, morning, Wolf. What are we on? It's 10 past 6 here. It's still dark. It's not far off though, and the sun will be on its way, or it'll start getting light at least. Aussie man, Wisconsin. Aussie man, Nightwolf. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I'll hit the button there, but yeah, cheers for popping in, and like I said, one way or another, I'll be back soon. Up to something. Mark Rowe, thanks for the stream. I appreciate it, dude. Derek Llewellyn, have a good night, day. Yes, I'm going to hopefully be going to bed soon. That's my plan. But yeah, I appreciate it, dude. And same to you, guy. Whatever night or day, whatever you're up to, make it a good one. Have a good nap, or I don't know what you do. Yeah, I never know myself. Sleep is the plan, but it doesn't always work like that. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, dude. 20 years. Have climate of SoCal. When did they use, what's that, snow plows? Oh, when did they, I don't know. We nearly had snow here the other day, but we didn't. Helmy, good night. I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. Jane Cobb's hat, good night. Always fun, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll hit the button, but I'll be back soon one way or another, and enjoy the rest of your night. Or day.